What's up, guys? It's Cooper Webb, and you're listening to the MotoXpod.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Aaron Plessinger, and you guys are listening to the MotoXpod.
Save me from myself. My arms and legs are bound like an aging corpse from another world. I'll scream the truth 6 feet underground. Feel alive inside yourself. Watch your enemies dispel. If I can find a way to avoid this fate.
Welcome back to the MotoXpod, presented by Yamaha, Motor USA, and Race Tech. This is episode 389, featuring Cooper Webb, Jalek Swoll, Paul Perebijnos, and Cameron Camera. Pretty killer guest lineup, in my opinion. Really excited. Just so you guys know, much like the Ian Harrison interview a few weeks ago, we ended up having to pre-record the Cooper Webb interview last night because he has to be at Top Gun tonight for their open ride, their open practice. And so that is going to be dropped into the end of the show before we do FXR picks for Birmingham. By the way, you two, before I introduce you, we're going to do picks for 250 Showdown, not 450 this week. Just to give you a heads up so you can think about it. But yeah, Yamaha opening chat coming up. Before we get into that, in studio, running the cameras, running YouTube chat. I'll give him on time this week, TJ. But in studio, as always, Scotty Thompson. What's up, Scotty?
Oh, for a second there, I thought I wasn't going to get the as always.
As
you
always.
threw it there at the end.
Yeah,
as always. Glad to be here, as always.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yep.
Excited.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, no. We were talking about an old show that didn't show up on Spotify. He's like, oh, no. Might not get to listen to that episode of that show. I was like, man, why do you hate our show so much?
Oh, I made sure I'm pretty sure I didn't drop any sausage on the floor today.
That's good. I definitely had to pick some of your pizza sausage up last week. Also in studio for the last time until he goes back to work for a little bit, I think, TJ Smith. What's up, TJ?
I mean, my presence is so needed here that you can't even have a show next week without me.
Yeah, we're shutting it down while you're not here. Yeah, no show next week for those of you. I decided that before I realized Steve wasn't doing a show, but sorry, guys. We're just, we're not doing a show next week. No race. Got a few other things going on, but that's all right. But let's get this thing rolling. Yamaha Motor USA, opening chat at Yamaha Motor USA. We don't just build motorcycles. We engineer legends from championship podiums to off-road trails. The YZ platform has defined dirt bike excellence for generations. Whether it's the dominance of the YZ450F, the YZ250F, or the beloved YZ250 two-stroke, every YZ is built for riders who push harder, ride faster, and demand the best. So visit YamahaMotorsports.com, or honestly, better yet, go to your local Yamaha dealership. Check out all they have to offer on off-road. So many choices. Yamaha crushing it. Okay. Let's talk about Indy just for a little bit. I know we try not to touch on too many of the same topics that all the other shows do, but Cole Davies gets his first win. Hunter Lawrence gets his second win of his 450 win of his career. Davies' first win of the season, sorry. But what stood out to you, if anything, maybe besides lappers? We'll talk about lappers in the ETS pick one. But what stood out to you, Scotty, from this race? Anything that was like, oh, wow, it was a cool track or whatever?
Seeing Hunter pull away in the last main, whether you want to say like lappers prevented things or whatever, the way he held off Eli and got that race win on the last moto, I think that might be one of like the missing puzzle piece or the cherry on top or however you want to describe it. From maybe like the one thing.
It's a normal setting.
Whichever
I
one
like
you'd like to use, you can.
I like it.
That was what he needed. He was like the one thing he was missing so far this year, I think.
Yeah.
So the fact that he did that, whether it was in a Triple Crown race, a shorter race or not, that makes me a lot more looking into how this is going to develop for the championship, because I just thought it was kind of a matter of time that Tomac was just going to kind of slowly start to gap points. Mm-hmm. But the fact that they've gone back and forth like this, gone from 3 to 4 to 3 to 4, whatever, 1 to 4, whatever they've done, I didn't really have that in my card. So seeing him do that was very impressive and makes me look forward to how this is going to play out throughout the year.
So TJ, instead of asking you the same question, let's go off of what he just said. He picked Eli to win the championship. I have kind of switched my original pick to Eli mid-season, if I'm allowed to do that. Right now, though, with as good as Hunter looks, leading the points, do you feel things have shifted in any way where Hunter is maybe the favorite in your eyes in any way, or has something over Eli?
I would say no, because Eli's done this. I would say the fact that Eli's been there, pushed like multiple times, like fighting for championships every year. This is, for lack of a better way of putting it, this is old hat for him. There's going to be a lot of extra pressure that gets put on to anybody winning a championship, even if it's at your local races. Like you go to like your local night race series and you're going to beat, Joe Bob for a championship. You're going to put a little pressure on yourself. The level that Hunter's going to be dealing with in the 450 class now, which is even more than the 250, I still give it to Eli. I don't think the pressure will get to him like it will Hunter.
I feel like Hunter somewhat, though, is kind of impervious to that pressure.
I don't think anybody
So
is.
I was thinking while you were saying that I don't believe Hunter would succumb to that type of pressure like a lot of riders might in their early 450 careers. I do feel Hunter's like an old soul, very calm personality. I don't think he's going to panic or just like kind of get bogged down by the pressures, quote unquote, of a title fight. I think he's in this thing, and it's going to be very, very tight without any major mistakes, which I like I said, I pre-recorded the Cooper Webb interview, and we talked about that, like what it's going to take for him to get back in it. I don't think Hunter struggles. Like, I just don't see it with the pressure part of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So is that it? Any other thoughts on those guys? Or you feel like, all right, if you were to pick right now, today, who do you feel would be your champion? I'm still going to go Eli.
I think that eventually Eli will get it done.
Yeah.
But Hunter just hasn't had a bad race.
Yeah.
So it's really hard. It's really hard to tell like what it's going to end up doing because he hasn't had that bad race yet. So
here's the thing: Eli's still in this thing. I think it's 4 points or something.
4 points now
with a 12th place.
Yeah,
finish,
I know.
Because he keeps winning, and that's actually something. Well, I don't want to give it away. Wait for the Cooper interview, but he keeps winning. And yeah, Hunter's won a couple, and he's been a whole bunch of seconds. But I think at some point he will have a not a podium, off the podium finish.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how he recovers.
What would you give the percentage pie to those two?
As far as title?
Yeah, because I think that they're the only two that'll. I mean,
I'm not ready to pull Coop out of this thing completely.
Would you give him more than 15%? Would you even give Coop?
I'll give Coop 10.
10, okay.
So that leaves 90, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
I think about my
good
math. So we'll go 50-40 Eli. 50 Eli, 40 Hunter. Is that right?
10 Coop.
And 10 Coop
Okay.
for now.
Okay, that's fair.
And I do think we'll see this, Hunter has a bad race, a crash, maybe gets a 6th or a 7th, maybe Eli, Cooper gets back within 15 to 10.
I don't think Hunter's finished worse than 4th though. That's crazy.
What's that?
I don't think he's finished worse than 4th. That's nuts.
Okay, so we got a little bit of time before we get Jalek on. I want to give a shout out to one of our listeners, Shane Bagley.
Oh yeah.
Most of you, if you guys were watching Race Day Live, I had a lot of messages that, hey, there's somebody with one of the MotoXpod shirts on in the background of Race Day Live behind Adam Cianciarillo, Justin Brayton. And Shane, I hadn't told you guys this. He asked if he could write an article about his experience going to the race this weekend and being there. So he just sent me an email that I haven't had a chance to read it yet. He's going to contribute to our website a little bit since neither of you want to.
Jab. Cool.
But no, it was cool. He had the MotoXpod logo shirt on, not the one TJ's wearing, but the normal logo. And man, he was there for most of Race Day Live, and I got a ton of people saying, hey, I saw it. We actually have, when we get to the X brand comments section or whatever we're calling it now, I forget what I decided to call it. I think it's comments. Sure. We have an email from a new listener because he saw Shane Bagley's shirt.
Okay.
So that's really cool. So we appreciate Shane. I'm going to send him a little, some kind of gift from us. I'm working on that. So I want to give him a shout out. Kind of going through my notes here and see if there's anything else I really want to get to before we get Jalek on. Indy. Oh, I wrote the story. I'd mentioned Race Tech, obviously one of our title sponsors. They have the new high performance air boot that's for a 2024 to 2026 Yamaha YZ250F. Adds 4% more horsepower, et cetera, et cetera. Well, I wrote a review of that. It's up on our website, motoxpod.com. So if you have a Yamaha in that year bracket and you want to see what I think of it, it's up. Please check that out. Birmingham Showdown coming out. Renthal, one of our sponsors. Paul's coming on in a minute. Congrats to those guys for sweeping the MXGP podiums, both classes, all 6 of the podium finishers. Renthal handlebars. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Before we move on, our friend Steve Mathis.
Yeah.
I'm sure most of you listen to the Pulp MX show. Well, Steve texted me a couple days ago, maybe yesterday, and said, Dark, I really need your help. I don't want to word it word for word, but this is basically what he said. Dark, I can't do this without you. My show doesn't really have enough. What is it?
Provenance?
It doesn't have enough
reach
in the industry. I need you to please help me with this Pulp MX. Pulp MX gives back, where you could win a chance to go to the Hunter Lawrence compound. All it takes is $30. But Scotty, he wants you to do the read. So
just recognizes
he recognizes how important the show is.
I'm an up and coming talent.
Yes,
so that
I think so.
Yeah. Well, so like you said, would you like to spend a day at the Hunter Lawrence compound, or the
Hunter Lawrence?
the Jet Lawrence Hunter Lawrence compound? Thanks to Pulp MX and the Lawrence family, you may have that opportunity. Go to pulpmxgivesback.com. Purchase a $30 entry, better yet, 10 entries or even more, and you could win a day of watching Jet and Hunter practice and test. It's a once-in-a-lifetime peek behind the scenes. You'll get 2 flights, 2 nights in a hotel, plus a rental car, and the date is to be determined by the winner and Lawrence family. All the proceeds, most importantly, go to help injured riders. So
Good
you
job,
guys,
Scotty. I should have thrown some words in there that would throw them off.
Well,
Like
you're
large
like
words.
half cursive, half chicken scratch, half whatever.
That's
Doctor's
terrible
writing.
writing.
It was hard enough.
Well, you did a fine job. I don't know. I read it just fine. I know.
Yeah, cool.
But that is really cool that
You're welcome, Steve.
that like guys like the writers are giving back to people that they usually are griping that are in the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like as far as like they're reaching down, helping riders who are less fortunate than them, guys who can't afford. I mean, if Jet or Hunter got injured, they could pay their medical bills. They could, they don't need a GoFundMe or whatever. Some of these as privateers, stuff like that, really could use the help. So I think it's really awesome.
So here's what I need you guys to do. If you choose to go to Pulp MX Gives Back and spend $30, $60, $90, I hope there's a notes comment there and say, I'm only doing this because of the MotoXpod.
That's right. I'm here from the MotoXpod.
I heard about this on MotoXpod. Had no idea you were doing this.
Yeah, we'll have to check out your little show.
Yeah. When we're not listening to MotoXpod, we might give your show a listen.
There we go.
Yeah.
Isn't it a show about like orange juice or something like that?
Pulp MX? I thought it was about the pulp fiction. That's what I thought. Like a review.
I was trying to make a joke because he always makes us about the pony pod, which is like a horse pod.
Yeah.
So I was trying to make a joke about that, but cool. Okay, job.
Sorry that I hurt your feelings.
I'm not. Feelings are not hurt.
It didn't take long for the crying to start.
Jeez.
That wasn't my feelings being hurt. That was just making the joke fail because you're too stupid to get it.
Wow. Too stupid.
Wow.
Well, that's not very nice. Why are you so mean?
I'm so sorry. Don't cry.
Okay. We're going to get Jalek on the phone, so yeah, waiting for him to answer. Also, Birmingham coming up in 2 weeks. Obviously, we have the showdown. Okay, Jalek does not seem to be answering, so we'll give it a second.
Yep.
We have the showdown, but then we also have some riders coming back. Aaron Plessinger expects to be back. Not that he missed a race, but we were worried about that. I think Chase Sexton might be back. Faulkner is supposed to be back. Dylan Ferranda is supposed to be back. Any of those guys, like, are you kind of excited to see? I think the person I'm most excited to see is Barsha.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I don't know when that's going to be. But anything like?
Well, I will say it was kind of interesting. I was actually into watching that main with TJ when we got back from riding, and when Roxon and Plessinger hit, like the way Plessinger got up was like I almost wonder if he like hit a nerve, like a stinger or something like that, because he was like dancing around like he was on fire. He was like, ha, ha, oh, hey,
I thought something happened with his hand.
He was like, oh baby Jesus, save me! I'm on fire. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, he was like almost like he was dancing, like yeah.
The most Ricky Bobby thing I've ever seen on a dirt bike track.
It was, yeah. I'm flying through the air. This is not good, the kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad he's okay. Jalek is ready, so I'm going to call him back. But if I'm not sure that the Chase Sexton thing is official. He'll be back, but definitely excited about that. But we'll get back to that in a minute. Our first guest of the night is on the phone, and he's going to be brought to you tonight by Racetech. For over 40 years, Racetech has been supplying. It's not right. He's guts, isn't he? What's the sound on the screen there? He's guts tonight. That's the wrong read. Hang tight, Jalek. Hang tight. I'm screwing things up. First guest of the night is brought to you by Guts Racing. Grip, control, confidence. Elevate your ride with Guts Racing seat covers. Trusted by top pros and everyday riders alike. Designed for maximum traction and durability, Guts seat covers keep you locked in when the track gets rough and the stakes get high. Visit gutsracing.com and let them know the MotoXpod sent you. Tonight, Guts Racing brings us from the Triumph Racing team, Jalek Swoll. What's up, Jalek?
Yes, sir. What up?
How you doing, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, not too bad. Pretty normal.
Well, all right. We're 3 rounds into this East Coast swing. You're coming back from some multiple injuries last year.
Yeah.
How do you feel your riding has been? Because I don't know that you needed to have super high expectations. I think you need to have a healthy season. So how do you feel?
I feel pretty grounded, dude. I mean, I came into the season with a level head. I don't think anybody in the sport can go through 2 Achilles in 1 year and come back and just be on top. So I've been pretty grounded. And yeah, I mean, of course, like knowing what I can do in the position that I was able to get to or whatever, like last year before the first Achilles and even some of outdoors, like I know what I'm capable of doing, but I also got to keep a level head and not get too ahead of myself, which is easy to do in this sport, especially when you feel like you can be up there. So it's easy to run around in circles, but for the most part, I'm pretty good with it.
Yeah, when you look at your results, like you led some laps in Indy, I think 2 hole shots in Indy. You had a hole shot in Arlington? No. Yeah, Arlington. Okay.
Well, it was up front in Arlington. Not quite a whole shot, but it was up there.
So you've had some good starts. So yeah, and then like you led some laps. So you have to feel like, yeah, I'm actually doing pretty well. I'm riding well, but it's just, yeah, it's going to take some time, right?
Yeah, I mean it's 100% going to take some time, and I'm aware of that. I know that. I think it's a little bit too of where I'm at. I'm maturing. It's not my first couple of years in the sport anymore, so I'm starting to understand. I know there's steps that you have to do to get to the place that you want to be in right now. I mean, of course, I don't want to be in the position of where I need to just take steps to get to where I want to be, but yeah, I'm in that position right now. So I've had some gnarly injuries this past year, and like I said before in a couple of interviews, like without even crashing. So I'm at the point now where I've done the proper physical therapy. I've put in a lot of work just to even make it to this season or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I would be selling myself a little bit short if I came in and was just like, oh, now you just have to come in and be what you want to be right away. You know what I mean? I know it's not realistic. So
yeah, and I'm sure it's when the gate drops, that's hard to remember that, right? Because I want to go win. That's what you're wired to do. But let me ask you about those injuries. So you had the Achilles, you came back outdoors, and I think you did something with your UCL and your thumb. You tore a calf, like you had some outdoor injuries. And then during the off season, you tore your Achilles again, right? When was that?
Okay, so I think it was 4 days before Anaheim won. Last year, did my first one. So that was. Oh yeah. This was the first time in my career I was getting the flying around the test track rumors, right? So, things were going good. Ended up doing my Achilles then. Took about. I didn't really get on the bike until I had 2 weeks before High Point. Yeah, 2 weeks of riding before High Point. So I don't know where that leaves me in the time frame, but what was that? That would be like April, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so
sounds
January to April, that's when I first came back. Did some rounds or whatever. I mean, I feel like for the most part I did pretty good coming back. was like 10th in the first round. Southwick ran 5th up until the last lap, and tore my UCL, and like not even a big crash, just kind of like or whatever. So ran 5th all of Southwick, fell last lap, did the UCL, come into Red Bud, get the podium or whatever, and just kind of had to deal with that UCL thing for the rest of the outdoors, which I was still able to get good starts, run up front, top fives, all that kind of stuff. But that was kind of a pain. And then right at the end of outdoors, literally qualifying one of Ironman, last outdoor round of the year, came over that like turning triple thing in the back, and no crash, no nothing, just landed, went to get on the back of the bike because it was a little bit muddy that morning, picked the front wheel up, and then literally just boom, like felt something. I knew something was off. I didn't necessarily think it was Achilles, but I knew something was off. Yeah, that sucked, but ended up racing the first moto thinking that it was just a calf strain or something, and it ended up being my Achilles. So I raced that first moto with my Achilles 50% blown, and then right after that, flew back, got the MRI, and went straight to, I guess, getting ready for surgery and PT again.
Did you also get hurt in this off season though? This most recent one?
No, that was I got the surgery in late August for the second Achilles or whatever, and that's just where I was. I had to
okay.
Yeah, I had to rehab and go through, like, it doesn't matter if it's a complete rupture or a 50% tear or whatever, you have the same amount of time that it takes to get race.
Okay.
Gotcha. Got one,
Yeah.
Scotty?
No, I did. So going on to getting into your racing stuff, getting past that, when you're out there and you're on the line and all this racing is going on, are you still where you're like paying attention to what the 450 guys are doing because you like watch the races? Do you like just shut it out during the day? How does that work out for you?
Can you repeat the beginning part? You had a cut up.
Oh, sorry about that. So I was saying, like, whenever the weekend's going on, you're at the races. Are you still, because I know you're still a fan of the racing, are you able to watch the 450 guys and know what's going on and enjoy that? Or are you just like so focused on your weekend? I know your racing's kind of over by the time they're on the track.
You know, I feel like I was able to just kind of be a fan of the sport a little bit. I was able to kind of disconnect myself from racing and obviously what had happened to me or whatever, and just kind of sit back and enjoy the races for a little bit. And honestly, just kind of study. There's a lot of dudes that are doing a lot of different things good right now, so it's easy to just sit back, watch, and try to learn something, try to pick stuff up. So for the most part, I was kind of just I was in the middle of fan and racer, you know, just kind of whatever. I was trying not to get too into it because as a racer, it's easy to, you know, watch the 250 race and like be like, oh man, like if only I could have been out there, you know what I mean, to capitalize on certain things going on. But I feel like for the most part, I've been pretty good about disconnecting in a way of being able to watch the races without being too racer like, you know.
So when you're watching this series right now in the 450 class, what are your thoughts? Like, who you've got to have a pick for who you think is going to win the championship out of the main guys up front. Where do you sit?
You're talking about on which class was it?
The 450. Who do you have as your champion at the end of the year?
Champion at the end of the year. It's kind of hard to say, right? Like Eli's riding good right now. Hunter's riding really good. Coop's not to be counted out. I think we've learned that over and over again.
Yeah, we're putting you on the spot.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to say. Dude, everybody's riding so good right now. It's kind of hard to just pinpoint one dude. I think right now it comes down to kind of just consistency, and like Tomac and Hunter have kind of just been trading off. So I think those dudes will be probably the last two dudes. But honestly, I would not be surprised if Cooper starts climbing his way closer and it becomes a three-way battle to the end, I think.
Yeah, I think he will. We have Coop on tonight. I actually pre-recorded last night, so we talked a little bit about that. I do think, like, typically with those guys, Eli and Hunter probably will have another bad race, and Cooper get a little closer, and he is working on whoops. He's with Justin Brayton this week, working on whoops. He definitely needs to get better there, but I think it's going to tighten up before it's over. I agree with you.
Yeah, 100%.
Scotty?
Well, Jalek, the one thing that has been solid this year is your starts. Like, I mean, those have been great. What else is the bike allowing you to do, and what are some of the things that you guys are working on to get you to that point where you can get those whole shots and maybe withstand into the race a little bit longer?
So for me, this is the thing. Like now that it's kind of, not that it's been a hiding thing or whatever, but like now that it's kind of come out and everybody's kind of like knows about, me not really having an off season, kind of just coming in and racing. Now everybody kind of, compares a little bit to Shimoda's situation where he doesn't have many days too. But the problem with it for me that I've kind of been in is the fact that I got hurt in outdoors, so I wasn't able to do any testing, I wasn't really able to like get my setup on from a supercross standpoint yet, right? So like I come back and the team has done a lot of work, but any rider can attest to this. Like you still have to make a setup yours,
right?
And have to find something that's your own. And that's where these first few rounds I've kind of not struggled, but we definitely haven't been as comfortable as I feel we can be as a team. So we've just been kind of working on that, figuring out, all the stuff that they've changed up and tried during the off season that I wasn't able to kind of be there for. Now I kind of get to go back and do the fun part and kind of dissect everything that I like and other directions that I want to keep from maybe older setups,
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of been my deal. Just kind of figuring out the setup and kind of, it's hard to race and test at the same time, but for the most part, that's kind of what I've had to do, and that's nobody else's fault. It just comes with coming back from injury, you know what I mean? So I've had to figure out that, and for the most part, I mean, I feel like the team has been busting their ass, and I have to try to catch up on like, the conditioning side of this and like the intensity, and then the team is working their tails off to try to get my setup right and get me comfortable on the bike as quickly as possible. And it's not hard, or it's not easy, like most of the time you have about a 3.5 month boot camp to work these things out. And right now I'm trying to crunch it in. And
while you're racing,
what are we now? Three races now. So I mean, it'll all come around. I think, all the talk is on the other dudes right now, but I feel at the end of the year, like we'll start hearing the, oh man, where did this come from? But I don't really look at it as a where is it coming from as much as it is just my body and health and everything kind of catching up and meeting at the same time. And I know speed wise, I have it, and I'm very capable of being up front and knocking down a win at one of these rounds. So at this point, it's just when the stars align, I guess,
Yeah, I fully believe you have a win in you soon. I mean, I'm waiting for it. I was going to ask you how realistic you felt like that was this year, but it sounds like you do feel that way. Real quick, Jalek Swoll brought to you by Guts Racing tonight, gutsracing.com. How have you loved coming back from these injuries with very little test time and having three of the most gnarly tracks all season? Arlington, massive whoops. Daytona's just Daytona, and Indy breaks down like a mother.
I like the challenge,
Yeah.
Like it is what it is, you know what I mean? Like the tracks have been gnarly, yes, but at the end of the day, it's what we're paid to do. We're paid to go out and race, and I feel like I would love to have the normal boot camp and come in and finally be at a place where I'm healthy and can actually show what I'm capable of doing. But whether the tracks are hard or not, like it is what it is. You know what I mean? I think we're all out there, and I just like competing. You know what I mean? So if I have to come in and work a little harder than these dudes, or just kind of grit it out more, I feel like I'm like one of the dudes that are capable of doing so. So I encourage the challenge. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's impressive seeing guys at your level come in behind the 8 ball and still running up front. It's just amazing. Speaking of your racing this year, are you in a contract at the end of your contract this year, or do you have one more year left?
Yeah, this is a contract year for me. So yeah, I mean it's
it happens.
But it's not in the same way. You know what I mean? I feel like you know, my conditioning and all that kind of stuff will catch up, and I think I'll be at a really good place. I feel like I've gotten to a place where I've, I guess, reached a new level of speed that I feel at one point I was like chasing, you know? And for me, that's gained a lot of confidence for me. So it's more of when I get to the place I want to be, not so much like, how do I get there, you know? So yeah.
That's got to be a good feeling to reach that next level.
Yeah. Scotty.
Yeah, Jalek. So, you know, kind of just what you mentioned, does the pace itself at the front, does that feel comfortable? And we're just, without the lack of conditioning and the lack of, you know, training that we've had because of the injuries, we're just not able to withhold it? Or do you feel maybe you're having to push the boundaries a little bit when you're up front?
No, I don't feel like I'm pushing boundaries right now, which is the nice thing for me. You know, I feel like even over the weekend, right, like the main event one didn't go quite how I would have liked, you know, just got tight, didn't really ride like myself, just kind of a little bit of everything. But main two got the whole shot and led some laps, and I didn't feel like I was like riding over my head or any. I mean, I felt comfortable, you know, like I felt like really normal out front.
Yeah.
Which was nice. And then, you know, you got the guys who are good right now, obviously Shimoda and Davies, and I forget, maybe Hammaker was the other dude that had got me or whatever. But I didn't feel like I was really holding up the pace, and I didn't feel like I was overly trying either. It felt really normal. So I was happy with that. Obviously I tucked the front or whatever and went down. So that was a little bit of a bummer, but main three, another good start, ran up front. I mean, I led a decent amount of the moto, and then I stayed second until literally like the last minute, and kind of that's kind of just all I had, really. You know, that's a lot of racing in those Triple Crowns, and I feel like just the lack of a boot camp kind of came out at the end a little bit. But yeah, it's like it gives me confidence because I'm not overly trying. I'm not trying to go overboard and try to run a speed that I'm not ready to go yet, and putting it on the ground. So for me, it gives me confidence because I feel like I'm right there. I feel like it's more of a conditioning thing right now. And when that comes around, I feel like everything will be good. And then a little bit of intensity. I can tell these guys have a little bit more intensity than me right now, but you know, same thing me and the team kind of laugh about at the end of the day is like, these are things that you break through when you have a boot camp. And right now, since I don't have a boot camp, I'm like going into the races trying to build while racing, which is hard, but it's very doable for me, I think.
Yeah, and I've got a couple more for you, but if I'm being honest, I'm really just looking forward to outdoors with you and Mickle. I cannot wait to see you guys outdoors. I'm already kind of like, all right, we're halfway through Supercross. I'm thinking outdoors, but I expect you to be back to 100% by then, and Mickle's going to be good, and I really enjoy watching the two of you guys do outdoors. But I want to talk real quick about the penalty in Daytona, quote unquote, grooming in front of the gate. Let's get your side of it. How'd that go?
Yeah, bro, you heard it. I was grooming in front of the gate. I brought the broom out, swept out front, got it all nice and groomed, and,
trimmed it up a little bit.
Everything. Honestly, I was just I don't know. I was just doing a mammoth prep. I didn't know that we couldn't do it.
just working the rut in a little bit, spinning the tire a little.
So what I tried to do was go out front, hold my front brake, and kind of light my rear tire up as I was going through the rut. You know what I mean? Kind of just like spinning as I was going. I guess my talent had ran out and I couldn't do that. And so when I come out and I'm trying to spin my tire, those I mean, I don't know how much you guys could see on TV or anything like that, but the ruts were like pretty deep, and there was a big pothole in the front of all of our ruts. And when my rear had got to that pothole or whatever, I kind of just got stuck in a way, like kind of like stumbled. So I put my feet out because I'm not the tallest dude on the track, right? So I put both feet out to like make sure I wasn't going to tip over, just to catch myself. But that slight pause and putting my feet out was like just, I guess, what they deemed as what got me the penalty.
Oh, so it was the stopping on it that
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because all those guys kind of
it's a gray
dragged
area
that front brake.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
There was
So it wasn't like I didn't do anything that technically anybody like doesn't do. I feel like if you don't do a practice start, you do what I did. It just didn't look great because I put my feet out and like had to catch myself.
So you almost crashed on cleaning your rut out.
Yeah. So I almost went down trying to make a V out of my rut, pretty much. But to be fair, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they had showed me the video when I got back, and like, I'm not gonna lie, it did look pretty bad. So I understand it, but at the same time, right? Like, the only reason why I cared at all, like, if this was, if the Arlington thing didn't happen, like with the Red Cross jumping and all that shit, like, I wouldn't have cared. But it was the fact that I got a 2-position penalty, which is pretty big, to be honest.
Yeah, that is.
2-position penalty for something that I didn't even like really mean to do, or my intentions weren't to do. And for someone who like me isn't a repeat offender or anything like that, like, you give me a big penalty. But in Arlington, we just seen dudes jump on red lights, like over people's heads, and make passes. And you did nothing about that, but then you penalized me. That was the only thing I care about. You know what I mean? I feel like jumping on Red Cross is way bigger than a fucking burnout. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you want to call it.
Jalek, nobody's ever said the AMA is consistent.
No, I know. I was like, I always messed around with Kiefer and all those dudes about the race card, and I was real close to pulling the race card after Daytona. I didn't know if I should pull it out or not, but if there was a time to do it, it would have been then.
That's great.
Yeah. Kiefer's a treat. He's been have you been, are you guys, is he at the training facility right now? Is that are you guys at the same place?
He was before Daytona. I thought Chris said that he was sending Aiden down here
he
before
did say
Birmingham. That. So I don't know. I haven't been at the track, so I haven't seen, but I'm assuming he's going to be there.
I think he's, man, I don't know. He told me the other night, like, where everybody was. Now I forget.
Well, he was going to send Aiden back.
I think Heather's back in Cali. I don't know where. Anyway, anyways. Because Aiden's got a race. He's got to try to do a better job at Birmingham than he did in Daytona. So we'll see.
I was surprised.
Yeah. Aiden doesn't have a lot of Supercross talent, or not talent. Time.
Oh, wow.
Time. Sorry, Aiden.
Hey, you need to
Aiden.
Make sure you let him know that.
You're going to be hearing from Chris after that one.
Yep. I might have just lost my place to stay when I go out there.
Hey, don't feel bad. I know people that don't have a lot of Supercross talent.
I have no Supercross talent. Scotty, did you have one more?
Oh, I was just gonna. That's what my comment was going to be. Was like, this is what we're getting fines for, but we got to it's just been hit or miss on what they're all over the place this year.
And then what's his name got a $500 fine because he accidentally hit somebody with
but then
what's his name's mechanic?
Oh yeah.
Duff.
Yeah. Duff. Yeah.
But then when we're affecting the outcomes of races, there's no
throw it around.
There's no fines.
Man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's all good. Jalek, hey, man, thanks for doing this tonight. I know it's going to keep getting better. I certainly am a fan and believe in you, so I can't wait to see those podiums start coming. And, we'll see you in Birmingham in 2 weeks or a week and a half.
All right. Hell yeah. We'll see you guys out there.
All right, man. Take care. Thanks.
Yeah, later.
That's Jalek Swoll tonight, brought to you by Guts Racing. I think he was doing dishes.
He stopped. He finished.
He may have been doing some dishes. I don't know. Cool. All right, we're going to do, who's doing X-Brand read tonight? Did I give that to anybody?
You gave it to me. Hold on. Let me find it
X-Brand comments. Let's do that.
Well, I got 7 things I got to do to get there.
Oh, my God.
Well, I got to change the chapter.
At least he's not.
All right, with X-Brand, you can see clear and ride fearless With EKS brand goggles, vision is your advantage. Engineered for clarity, comfort, and durability, X brand goggles keeps your focus sharp through roost, rain, and ruts. It's trusted by champions and built for every rider. Crystal clear optics, all-day comfort with zero distractions. Ride with EKS because every second counts. Get your X brand goggles at eksbrand.com.
All right. This is the X brand comments. We actually got quite a few this week.
Sweet.
So we're getting more and more every week. I also have started to where I go check the website. I check my Instagram. That's why we changed it from emails to comments, because we're getting messages all over the place. Let's go through a few of these. Shane Bagley, right off the bat. He's the one that wore the shirt. So he actually sent a couple of emails this week. Let's start with, glad to see my photo bomb worked. Growing one fam at a time. I talked to 3 people who asked what MotoXpod was. It's all about product placement, like in Wayne's World when they make fun of the product placement hidden commercials.
I would never sell that. Like who's holding the Pepsi.
Right. Then I got one from Greg. I'm going to say Vogt, VOGT. Hi. I saw someone wearing your shirt on Race Day Live. That'd be Shane today. At first, through the TV, it totally looked like Moto X poo. Genius. It got me Googling you and right over to your site. Suddenly a fan. Cheers.
Sweet.
So thanks, Greg. Thanks, Shane. We'll take Moto X poo.
I mean, it's pretty accurate.
Maybe we should buy that domain too, just in case.
MotoXpoo.com.
Yeah. Just have it linked to the MotoXpod.
And the Pony Pod.
Yeah, we probably should get that too.
We can have another segment, the shit of the week.
Yeah. I responded to Greg, and then he responded back, love it. I will definitely tune in. Oh, I told him we were going to have Webb on. I like Webb. I've noticed that a lot of the older riders, like Webb, have changed a lot as they have matured. For a long time, I really disliked him, as I did Reed, Roxon, and others. But as these guys age and have families, I find that I now really like them. I wonder if Cooper has noticed this change in his fan base, or maybe it's just me. I wish him all the best, and thanks for the reply. Go ahead.
Well, I was thinking about that. The only reason I jump in on that this weekend, because Davies kind of gets a lot of, I don't know if hate, but, about his interviews and how he acts. But, like, if you think of Reed, and I compared him to Reed because they're both Aussie, Reed really hasn't changed that much. He's still the same person he was. It's just, I think maybe we get used to him.
Maybe.
And we understand their intentions. Like, if you're around somebody who is constantly, like sarcastic, or whatever, like you learn over time, like, oh, he's being sarcastic, and that makes it funny. I'm not saying Reed or them or like that.
Right, I know what
I'm
you're
just wondering
saying.
if we just learn their personalities and start to like
Well,
it.
it's funny. So I didn't ask Coop that exact question because he did sort of talk about it on Pulp the night before. By the way, we had Pulp scheduled before, or we had Coop scheduled before Pulp.
I mean,
but
he's copying us, but that's why he
just
sends
steals
us this
us.
stuff to read.
Funny enough, my original guest lineup for tonight was Cooper Webb, Devin Simonson, and Chris from FCP, all on Pulp Show Monday night.
Wow.
That was all scheduled before I knew the schedule of Steve.
So
I
somebody
moved things around.
may be letting him know who our
you
plan.
think Scotty's
I mean,
like a
they're-
mole?
they're
I thought
starting
I
to be-
wasn't allowed to have his phone number.
They're starting to be buddies.
But maybe
maybe
you do though. Maybe I'm supposed to think you don't have his phone number.
Yeah, I'm sabotaging the show.
I mean, look how buddy they are.
But Coop did say that he's had a lot of people say that people didn't used to like him. Hell, I've told him that on the show. And we do talk a little bit about, just listen to the Cooper Webb interview in a little bit.
I will.
Coming up. Yeah, you're going to be sitting here, so you don't really have a choice. Okay, moving on. Wesley Down. If you started doing voicemails like Steve, being a pod listener a day or two after, I'm always calling in and leaving voicemails on random shit I think of after. Which, speaking of, what Steve said about a pulp review show like we used to have. So he's saying we should do voicemails. Maybe we should come up with some kind of, I'm sure there's a
Google.
like an internet
Yeah,
system.
put your
Google
phone number
number.
out on the internet.
Yeah.
I will get your number posted up here shortly.
Wesley, I don't think that's a bad idea. We'll do some voicemail type of thing. As far as the review show, I think he was talking about when I used to do the wrap-up show, and I told him there's already enough pulp content. He's got stuff every day. I don't want to do the wrap-up anymore, so I'm out on that. Maybe
his new buddy.
Yeah, maybe. He responded, said, hey, this is this Jalek Swoll 2 position doc from Daytona. I just heard it on Pulp from so this is an older email actually. And this week and the JB and AC show, what do we think about talking on your pod, MotoXpod, about instead of a position dock, just for the next race or two, he gets the last pick of the gate for the main.
He still pull whole shot.
Jalek?
Oh, I think you're talking about
Jalek
Vince.
for when he, the one we just talked
okay.
about. For
he could still pull whole shot too.
honestly, either one for me. I don't mind last pick of the gate, I guess. Maybe that might be better than a two.
I would like to have seen the video to understand how
Yeah.
him putting his foot down is considered grooming. Like, what would he have?
Well, I think it's almost like he stopped while spinning the tire, so it's sort of like you're sitting there going. That's what they took it as. Is like
next
he
time he
stopped
should
for a
have just
second.
fallen over.
Yeah, right. He also continued with Wesley continued saying, totally thought about calling into Pulp and leaving a voicemail, but figured it'd be easier to just email me. Which you're right. I will respond. Steve won't because he's a dick. Okay, Phil Smeltzer, regular commenter. You should interview Vince Freeze. We have all hated him at some point, but it'll be good to hear his side of the stories. There's two sides to every story, and I want to hear it, whether it's good or not. And I'm sure there are
We've
a lot.
had him on.
We've had Freezy
It's
on.
been a long time, and I told Phil that I don't really like interviewing him because he doesn't ever take responsibility for it. And when it's look, man, when there's smoke, there's fire, right? You tell your kid if a whole bunch of people are saying you do this, you're probably doing this, but he doesn't ever take responsibility. I just feel like it'd be a really frustrating interview. And the last couple times I've tried to get Vince to answer, he usually answers like 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
So,
And it's not the most, if I remember right, it's not the most engaging interview.
yeah, I don't think they were great.
Yeah.
Another interview from Phil. So we've seen Webb make mistakes in the first few rounds. He also hasn't been good after those rounds. Last year, Tomac and Hunter and Kenny weren't in Supercross. So my question is Webb riding at the same as last year, or has Tomac and Hunter leveled up?
I've been
I'd like to
thinking
get your thoughts. I can tell you Cooper gave his thoughts on that.
I've been thinking about this.
Okay,
a
let's
lot.
go.
I mean, actually be curious to what
We're out
Cooper
of
is,
time, Scotty.
because that's what I wanted to. I kind of wanted to ask him that question tonight. I think that he's actually going a little bit faster than he was last year. I just think Eli and Hunter right now are just
Even faster.
it's just crazy.
Yeah.
And he's not having the gifts that Chase was giving him either. I mean, Chase gave him some gifts.
He did Arlington and
Couple
a couple
times.
others, yeah.
And I just Eli and Hunter aren't going to give him those,
Right.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't
even,
think so.
Even if they are, the other one's not going to.
Right. Even if one does, there's the
Yeah.
chances of two of them doing
That's
that.
what I was going to say.
Yeah.
He's not racing against one person who can make mistakes. He's racing against two, maybe three guys. Kenny's made some things have happened to Kenny, but he's still up there too.
Yeah, true.
And so I think the field, the top of it's just so top heavy right now.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not going to.
Those two guys have separated. Hunter and Eli, I believe, have separated themselves. Coop is right there.
You don't think Kenny will get another win this year?
I mean, he might, but I think as far as the championship goes,
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
I really, I don't know, man. Like the way that last main went.
Go ahead.
The way that last main went, I think that now that the championship is on the line, I think it's going to be hard to, unless something happens, a bad start or a mistake or a bike issue, it's going to be really hard for me to say Hunter and Eli not 1 and 2.
Got you.
Because of what's on the line.
I just got a text from Kiefer and Steve in our group text.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure it's me saying that Aiden has no Supercross talent.
Okay.
And Kieran just said, "Wow." It's like, yeah, I misspoke, man. I meant experience.
Yeah.
I'm responding, but
Just
yeah,
a hater, dude.
That's not what you were
You're
saying
just
when
a
the
hater.
cameras were off earlier.
up.
I mean, it was pretty harsh what he was
Yeah,
saying, wasn't it?
I was surprised.
I was surprised.
I mean, I'm used to him.
I thought Aiden was his boy, but
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
used to him
I
being the
love
harsh
Aiden.
side.
I
But
definitely.
I mean, the things he was saying, Aiden, if you're listening,
Shut up.
if you're
Anyway.
listening, Aiden, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, so I'm not going to comment on the Cooper thing because we do get into that during the Cooper Webb interview. All right, let's get to the next. Fuck my life. We got about 10 minutes before Paul's on. Dalton Englam, Tomac Freeze cross jump. Eli called out a lapper for cross jumping, which everyone knows was Vince, but what he never mentioned is that he also cross jumped. Vince went from the center of the track on the face and landed about 3 to 4 lines to the left from where he took off. Eli was far left of the track and jumped 3 to 4 lines to the right, even with correcting some of it in the air, so it easily could have been 5 to 6 lines if not for correcting.
I will say that was my, I guess, kind of a bring your heat. Wasn't that I was mad or anything, but I was going to use that. But I can talk about it now since it's been brought up. Was that like Eli was next to the tough blocks, so close to the tough blocks that like if they were still square, his pegs would have been dragging on them, and he landed like not in the middle of the track, but probably 3 or 4 foot over. Like he moved over to the right and Vince moved to the left.
Yeah.
I think that's why we didn't get any penalties or anything. Because if you look at it from the back, because when I saw that, because I was like, wow, that was terrible. But then I watched the replay on one of the social media deals and played it slow. Mm-hmm. And it's very noticeable that they came together. Should Vince have held his line better? Absolutely. Did Eli have the right of way? Absolutely. Was it them together? Yes. If that makes sense?
Like both their faults to a degree, yeah.
I would say Vince's fault more, but because he was in front and the blue flags were out, he should have held his line. But Vince was catching the guy in front of him, and was trying not to run into the back of him. It was just, I think that's why there was no penalties.
See, everybody's so focused on the actual incident of the cross jumping, but I was rewatching the race, and going into that section before that was the start across the mechanics area, and Vince had a very clear opportunity where he could have gone wide and let Eli cut through.
Oh, did he?
And like he should have never even been in a position to where he could have cross jumped Eli, because the blue flags are out, and he should have been out of the way and let the leaders go through, because Hunter and Eli were within a second of each other.
Yeah.
And he lets Hunter go through. I mean, I guess he doesn't realize Eli is that close. I understand that might be hard as a challenging thing to realize that the second place guy is right there, but he should never have entered that section in the race line where the way Eli was coming into it. So try to rewind it. The cross jump, whoever's whatever to blame, doesn't really matter, because that situation should have never have happened, because the race line should have been given to the leaders.
It's a recurring problem that's been discussed on. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I would say that's what should have been penalized, not cross jumping. Penalized because you didn't yield to the leaders.
All right, we've got a couple more we want to get to before we get to Paul Perebijnos. Muppet sent in, hey, Dark, back in 1987, they had a black flag elimination race at the Sydney Entertainment Center Supercross. This meant every second lap, last two were black flags, so it's a race at the front and a race at the back. It was great to watch and was really exciting. Let's see that again. It starts at 1 hour 50. Oh, he sent a link to the video. Keep up the good work. That's cool for like an exhibition.
I would say for like the Monster Energy Cup. You know what I mean? Something along those lines. But
I do feel if you get lapped.
Are we playing on our phone or are we doing our show?
I'm responding to riders, dude.
Oh, but if we were to be doing that, yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking with the group. Okay,
Paul.
it's fine. It's
Okay,
fine.
okay,
It's fine.
sure. See that big old grin on his face, like I'm texting my buddies.
Yeah.
But anyways,
oh wait, what were we talking about?
we're talking about the black flag race.
Oh, I think that if you get lapped, after you get lapped once, if you get lapped again, you're out.
I agree with
you
that.
got to go.
Absolutely. Okay, here's it.
Let's save Lapper. Like that's going to be the ETS pick one. What should we do?
Okay.
So don't get too deep into that right now.
I will. My thing was
then
talking
pay attention
about.
and talk about. Give us
Talk
something
about
to talk
They were talking about lap times this weekend, right? They were like, we should never have 46 seconds at a Triple Crown. Actually, a 46-second race would be best to have at a Triple Crown. Because if you had a 46-second race
That's a good point.
with a 20-minute long race, they're going to lap they're going to lap guys like 4 times.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I do, yeah.
And so I think that was kind of dumb. Everybody going, you should never have that at Triple Crown. I mean, the Triple Crown have the shortest time on the track. So I don't think that's the problem. I don't think 46 seconds should ever happen. I don't know how you slow these bikes down. Maybe make the jumps where everything pitches you up real high. Like, why do we have all these jumps that are laid down?
Cooper and I talk about that too.
Well, I mean, Cooper is smart. I don't know how you came up with that, but
1993 Vegas Supercross.
Like all the jumps should be like straight up and down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That doesn't sound dangerous.
Why would it be dangerous?
Slow down. I mean, they did it in 1993 on
just make everybody
shittier bikes.
Make them have to flatland everything.
No, you
you just jump up.
I know,
and
but
land
like there was
downside.
a lot more flatlands back then than there is now.
All right,
It
couple
would be
more.
better now.
Couple more. Vathic sent a text about Chase's Arlington photo gallery and just said, "Great shots, Chase."
He is a very, very
If you're listening,
talented.
Chase, there
He
you go.
is.
I had another
Wait.
listener reach out.
Don't give it. He's in the chat, so don't say anything positive.
Oh, take it back.
Yeah, take it back.
Delete that real quick.
We'll delete it. Yeah.
There is a delay. You could cut it out.
Yeah.
Last week in the Bring the Heat, my complaint was the price of parts for vehicles and when they break. And one of our listeners, who's a mechanic, who has an O'Reilly account for our shop, said, "Hey, man, you can use my shop account anytime." He showed me the price on what my alternator would have cost, which is like $300.
You didn't offer them that, TJ?
I have an account. All you have to do is tell me you needed something from O'Reilly's.
Good deal. We're gonna talk after the show.
I use one of my buddies too. It definitely makes like I think I got the thing for the intercooler for the air conditioner that goes in front of your radiator.
Condenser.
Condenser, that's the word. They were like $200, and I got it for like $110.
Yeah.
Seth Underwood said, "Hey man, I was listening to the podcast and wanted to throw it out there. I live in Lindale, Texas, and ride mountain bikes.
That's where I graduated from.
Would you be quiet?
And ride mountain bikes and my e-bike as well, 3 to 4 times a week. Anytime you want to have a riding partner, let me know." Seth, I'm going to hit you up because my other buddies, they don't care about health and mountain biking. They just want to sit around and be fat.
Whoa.
Whoa, we just want to ride dirt bikes.
Yeah, what did we do on Saturday?
I mean,
where you were just being
hours
by
of
yourself?
riding, and you were doing what? Pedaling something up and down a muddy hill? That sounds like so much fun.
Charlie Cobb said, "Great interview with Mike Byer from Asterisk." Thanks, Charlie. Appreciate that. Hope you guys check that out. Last one we got here. Posty25 on the website said about the article I put up. Did I talk about this last week? James and the concrete truck. I know I told you. Okay. So Chris Kiefer has mentioned his special needs friend, James, who lives in Hesperia that he went to school with.
Does James listen?
No.
Okay, good.
But it's okay.
Okay.
James is our age, 50 years old, and he loves concrete trucks.
Yeah.
Loves them. But he's childlike.
Yeah.
And he wrote a story about cement trucks, concrete trucks a couple years ago. He sent it to me. I was hoping I could put it on Vital MX. I'm like, I can't really do that, right? So recently he called me and said, "Hey, I'm going to send you the story I wrote about concrete trucks." So you know what? I'm going to put it up on MotoXpod.com. What do I care, right? It's cool. So I put the story up, put some photos of him and Chris. I linked in the story where Chris actually typed up how he met James and how they became friends back in high school or whatever. So anyway, Posty25 saw that and said, "What a effing legend. Positive thinking dudes like this are always a reality check for whining princesses like myself. Thanks for sharing this, Dart. Gets a 2 thumbs up from me."
Yeah, that's cool, man.
It's nothing to do with Moto, but it came because of Moto.
Right.
I would have never met James if I didn't know Chris. And James is just like, I think I put it in the story, like, this is how we should live every day, man. Just like, he is so happy. He walks around. He works harder than a lot of us regular, or non-special needs people. And just, he comes and checks on the Kiefers all the time and makes sure they're okay. And
That's cool.
it's a lot like being friends with TJ, but not as annoying.
MOON, that spells concrete truck.
Anyway, all right, that is the X brand comments. We will probably get to the grill your ass off, bring the heat in a minute. Let's see if we can get Paul on the phone real quick. Make sure I have my Renthal read ready to go.
You don't?
Nah, they're all over the place. All right, let's do this.
Cool.
It's been a show. I feel like it's all over the place. I'm all flummoxed now that Kiefer
frustrated.
Kiefer called me
Frustrated.
I don't know how did they get that clip so quick.
Who knows, man?
Jesus. All right.
Why are you worried about it?
Our next guest of the night's on the phone. He's going to be brought to you by Renthal. When you think motocross handlebars, you think Renthal. Why? Because Renthal has been the world leader in motorcycle handlebars for over 50 years, racking up 285 U.S. and 268 world titles. And Renthal continuously lands on the podium with teams including Honda HRC, Red Bull, KTM, Monster Energy, Pro Circuit, Kawasaki, Hep, Suzuki, and many more, whether it's Fat Bar, Twin Wall, or even the OG 7/8s. Renthal bars are unmatched. Check out renthal.com. Free shipping on orders $99 and up. We'll talk more about Renthal in just a moment with Renthal's own Paul Perebijnos. What's up, Paul?
What's up, Jamie? Good read, man. That's real good.
No, I appreciate it. Do I get an A+?
Yeah, I like it.
Gold star?
Yeah,
Yes.
give me a score
I
and
agree.
to give Steve Mathis a score.
Now, that's an A+. I mean, you know how I kind of deliver the info to you. I kind of just give you some bullet points and some things and let you guys organically do it. But that was very well done. You did some website research, I can tell. to go
did.
fetch those title numbers.
I did. Yeah. Well, I did a little bit.
It sounds like Paul has some vested interest in making sure you get that right.
He does. He does. Paul, well, let's start with, what is your title at Renthal?
It is newly the motorcycle brand manager. And basically what that means is I manage the motorcycle portion of the business at Renthal globally. So, that's anything from sales, marketing, product development. Just all encompassing for the brand on the motorcycle side at Renthal.
And that's probably the good side to be on, man. They are crushing it. You guys swept the podium. I got this actually fact from Lewis Phillips because I didn't actually register it, but swept the podium in MXGP this weekend. Top 2
and MX2. MX2.
Yep. I meant when I said MXGP, you're right. I meant the whole thing. But yes,
I know what you mean. Yes.
Yep. You're right. I should have made that more clear. And then of course, the top 2 in the 450 Supercross class, and man, Eli's been crushing it. Hunter's been crushing it. The 661, you guys can't hardly keep that thing in stock, it sounds like.
We are at Renthal, basically, as we have this internal ERP system, obviously, and as demand for something ramps up, production ramps up. So we have them available. Yeah, you can buy them off the website right now. We've been making them. They've been a high priority item inside the factory in Manchester.
Has that bar been? Does it seem like excessively popular right now because Eli's running it, or maybe because people listen to PulpMX and they know Chris Keeper helped develop it and it's kind of his bar? Like, are you seeing a lot of spike or comments because of those two things?
Oh, 100%. It's all of it, I think, working together. I mean, there's a story behind the handlebar, right? Like when Chris came out to the factory and we had that video about it. And then how everything just happened to fall in line. And I got word of, pretty early of when Eli was going to KTM, and we fast tracked kind of what Chris was working on because I knew it was what Eli's going to want, because I knew what he was using elsewhere. Right. And I knew what Chris had kind of born this handlebar from. So it was just all a happy story, basically. Yeah. And then Eli smokes everybody at the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And then we launched it December 9th to distributors, and we had it in stock to sell the Monday after Anaheim, and he went and won. So it was like, yeah, it's cool. It feels good to do that because it's really hard to accomplish that type of stuff with a brand and with racing and sponsorship. And it's very hard to do. You have to get lucky a little bit.
What do you think it is about Renthal in particular? I mean, it's been around for a long time. It's obviously won a lot of titles. There's a lot of other handlebar manufacturers, some that are well-known, some that aren't as well-known. What do you think it is about Renthal that really sets that company apart?
I mean, I think it's because they were there first and they're doing it themselves still today. Mm-hmm. Renthal is, there's some caveats to this statement, but for the most part, the only true handlebar manufacturer in the world for their own brand. For the most part, everybody else is private labeling out of 2 different factories in Taiwan. With Renthal being there first and having such a racing heritage and working so close with race teams throughout the years, I think that's why it will forever and always be the number 1 control and drive brand in our industry, because we have such a connection to the racing community and we're such race fans that we're developing products for the elite level racers on the latest motorcycles, things for Jet Lawrence on the latest Honda CRF 450, things like that.
Yeah.
And when you look at our handlebar range, there's so much equity in that handlebar range that other brands can only just aspire to have or to copy. And all those bends are born out of all these racers that we've sponsored over the years, basically.
Absolutely. That makes perfect sense. Who's going first?
Oh,
Scotty?
sorry.
For years, like I worked at motorcycle shops for a long time, and forever getting Renthal merch, T-shirts, stuff like that was actually like kind of hard to do. It was one of those things where if you had a Renthal shirt, which I still have one that I had gotten like 15 years ago, that they were like, it was like a cool thing.
Yeah.
I noticed that we have more merch coming out now. Are y'all still going to keep that somewhat limited, or is it like, hey, we're going to push merch?
Yeah, I mean, it will always be limited, I think,
cool.
for a brand like us. And honestly, that's maybe not on purpose. Like I'll fully tell you, I'm jealous of what Little D was able to do with FMF and his casual offering. Like, he made clothing cool for the FMF brand and logo, and they're an exhaust company, right? Like, I consider Renthal to be very similar, but we don't have that kind of footprint in casual. But part of it is we're still a British UK company. We don't have a warehouse here in the US. So we sell through our website right now. We finally do have a new casual offering, which took a while to get kind of done. And we will continue to update designs as certain designs sell out. But I think that's going to be the kind of the most we will accomplish kind of with our clothing. And because it's hard when you're building it in England, which obviously we can try to do that here in the US, but to go through distribution, you have to have 3 steps of margin and all these types of things. And yeah, it's just people aren't going into dealerships so much searching for a Renthal or FMF shirt or something. So we got to get them to our website to sell more. So yeah, I think it's going to remain limited.
Yeah, I would say I honestly, but I'm just a moto nerd. I think the limitedness of it actually makes it kind of more special to have.
Cool. Yeah, I'm with you. There's definitely not a ton of Renthal shirts running around usually, and when you do see someone with them, they're usually a real enthusiast, not somebody that happened to find something in a mall.
All right, Walmart or something.
It's funny, Paul. I was wearing one of the ones that you sent us for the show at Arlington Supercross, and when Mathis saw me wearing it, he kind of had this look on like, how the hell did you get that face?
Yeah, well, he said something. Yeah, he did say something. He's like, what?
He's like, what? You guys got those? I thought we just got those. And he's like, yeah, well, we got them too, man.
Yeah. I love it too. I love it because I kind of knew that because you guys in Texas, I think you got them a day early, and it was right. It just all happened right before that race. So you got them on Friday. Steve didn't show up till Monday, and I was kind of almost wanted to text Jamie to wear one on purpose.
We were
just to start that, but I almost thought it may happen anyway, and it kind of sounded like it did.
Yeah, it did. It did. He was like, Paul's on your show, and it's like, yeah. I got to talk to him about that.
No, my question was though, what blew up that was maybe more or less expected to blow up? The new 661 bars. I know that's still pretty early. It's kind of hard to tell how much that'll really go as you guys get more production, or the purple Renthal bars.
Yeah, purple for sure was unexpected. That was when we did that first purple drop in April 2022 at the Atlanta Supercross. I remember it well, and it was really cool to have this buzz about our brand for hard parts, for handlebars and sprockets, of all these people contacting us through social media and through email and through dealers looking for stuff, trying to get it, and it all sold out so fast. And that was kind of a well-coordinated global launch as well that I was kind of stoked on, that we did, all through with the race teams. And yeah, it went so hard. I still don't believe how well it went. And it did better than the other limited editions that we did. Other things like lock-on grip, we expected to do well. We knew it would do well, but purple was unexpected. And honestly, I think it started a rebirth of purple in our sport. We kind of brought purple back. Everybody started. Rims and hubs and triple clamps and starting devices all happened after we did that launch in April 22.
That's actually true. I didn't think about that.
That's a good point.
So you brought up lock-on grips. I had received a set of the tapered grips, but they're lock-on, and I've never been able to comfortably ride with lock-ons. What am I supposed to expect from these? Are they like the same old lock-ons? Tell me something why they're different.
Put them on and find out.
I think you're going to expect to feel a lock-on grip that is as close to your favorite glue-on Renthal grip that you've ever felt.
Yeah.
And I think that feeling will be better than any other lock-on grip you've ever ridden with. That's what we tried to achieve. You have to kind of, you can't achieve everything when you're trying to prioritize certain things, but that is certainly what we prioritized. And they feel like a glue-on grip.
That's cool.
And you can even ask, Steve's I've kind of flipped him because he's always been a lock-on grip hater, and I'm still a very big believer in that. If you're racing at the highest level, you should not be racing with lock-on grips. It's just adding something that could be damaged and result in a DNF and a crash. So I'm very much a fan of glue-on grips when you're racing and trying to collect money and points. But yeah, for the average guy, man, they're so damn easy to put on. They never are going to slip and slide or move or tear and nothing. And now they finally feel normal to where you're not going to get arm pump because you're holding on to some big thick thing in your hand, So yeah, I think they're good.
Easy, Paul. Easy.
I've run the tapered grips forever, and I wire them down. Actually, Scotty rides my one of my bikes regularly, and he complains because of how I wire them in. He could feel the
it goes right into my hand.
It doesn't bother me, but like I saw those grips and I'm like, oh, I love these grips. So I'm gonna have to try them because those taper grips are that good.
Yeah.
It just always seemed to exacerbate the vibration in the bars.
You mean lock-on grips?
The lock-on grips do, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's nature of the product, right?
Yeah.
Like, just think about what you're doing. Like, you're gluing something on that's completely rubber. And now you're bolting something on that has aluminum and plastic.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm looking forward to trying them out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you and Jet Lawrence and a lot of other guys, that tapered grip, man, that's popular in the pro paddock.
So
a lot of guys are on tapered.
If anybody hasn't tried that grip, I mean, especially if you deal with arm pump.
I've never tried them, but you've raved about them.
Dude, it's such a simple thing that changes everything about how the bars feel.
Huh.
See,
it feels really nice in your hand, and a lot of guys are on it.
I haven't had a chance to try them yet, but that's why I was glad to see you guys come out with the comfort grips, because I've always been a pillow top guy, because I like the softness of the pillow tops with the.
Scotty's got soft hands.
I'm sensitive.
Dainty soft hands.
I thought I don't get arm pump with those.
Well, I love that you brought that up too, because that's what will be next and new. Hopefully later this year. I'm happy to kind of drop this news here on Dark Side's pod. This is something else new news that Steve does not have or know yet, Jamie. So you can rub it in further, but we will be having a comfort grip and a lock on, hopefully by the end of the year.
I love it. I love it. Steve, suck it.
It sounds like the industry, especially for the amateur and vet rider stuff, is kind of going towards that lock on.
It completely is. I mean, trust me, we are 10 years late to the game when it comes to lock-on grips. I mean, we've had them in mountain bikes. We've had a Renthal mountain bike lock-on grip for over 10 years.
Yep.
Like, we haven't been waiting for some patent to expire. The ODI patent is really old at this point, and it never really spoke to the idea of a lock-on grip. It spoke to the idea of how their preform interfaces with their flange. So
gotcha.
Anybody's been free to make lock-on grips for a long time, but dude, at Renthal, we move slow because we take forever to develop the product, because we want it to be goddamn perfect. Like, really, really, really perfect. Like, kind of over the top anal perfect. And it took us 5 years.
Well, so last question about lock-on grips. I run a set of bars that I can run bark busters with, so I have end caps when I'm not running the bark busters. Mm-hmm. Can you cut the end of those the lock-on grips to run? Or not?
Remember what I said earlier about how you can't achieve all things when you're prioritizing certain others.
Yeah.
That is the one thing that is different with ours compared to our competitors. So you can get yourself a step drill bit and drill out the ends, so you can install your bark busters and whatnot. But ours are to achieve that feeling that we want in a glue-on grip. You have to sacrifice some strength in the end of that thing, right? In the ends of those caps. So where they're able to have knockout ends, you have to get out a drill bit to do ours, because if you
I don't mind drilling.
That's basically it. Yeah.
All right, Paul, I got a couple more things for you. First of all, you guys recently announced your new direct-to-consumer shopping experience. Has that really helped sales? Have you seen a lot of people going, oh, okay, man, this is a lot easier to get Renthal products now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people being able to find the fitments and the bar bends or the colors, the things that they can't find either at their online retailer, their dealer, or wherever they have to buy their Renthal stuff from. So that's what it's really great for, is you can find those things that a lot of people don't carry. You have access to the early stuff, right? Like 661, but we used to sell direct through renthal.com before COVID happened. And it was always kind of like a pretty nice sales channel for us. And we ran our amateur rider support through that same kind of setup. But when COVID happened, and then we struggled to keep up with inventory, we prioritized supplying our dealers and our distributors, because those were really the important ones to us. Rather than taking like the full margin, like direct to consumer sale. Yes, we would have been able to crush it back then, but we didn't want to abandon like our partners. So ever since COVID happened and kind of the whole industry has changed and costs has gone up and shipping has become ridiculous, like we have a completely new kind of like system Yeah, it's just I've almost lost my train of thought because of
You're talking about the growing of the online.
Oh yes. Yeah. So now it's been nice to kind of get it back going again, I guess you could say. But yeah, we used to have it, and it's just been a mess to try to get it re-going again. So it is a big thing for us that we finally have it back. So yeah, that's why I appreciate Jamie talking about it as well.
Well, do you still run into issues with suppliers, Parts Unlimited, or whoever when you go direct to consumer like that?
No, not really, because now I just tell them, like, put yourself in my shoes.
Yeah.
My competitor is doing it too, right?
Yeah.
Every single apparel brand basically is selling direct to consumer now. Unless you're just like selling out and stocking your product at Amazon, that's kind of like the lowest of the low in our industry right now, if you're kind of going to do that. But everybody is selling direct. You have to make your product available because you can't count on distribution enough these days.
Yeah.
Right.
I worked for a company, and we were trying to get sales through Parts years back, and they were like, "You sell direct to customers. We're not going to compete with you." Blah blah. And I figured it changed now with the whole internet world.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always going to be that, but they don't have that argument with a brand like Renthal.
No, fair enough.
You know what I mean? Like, they have to have it. Like, people are coming into the store asking for our stuff by name. And I always tell every dealership owner, if you have Renthal in your store, you're never going to miss a sale. Like, your customer will find something they need.
Yeah.
Controller drive from our brand if you always have our brand.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Okay. Paul, you're an avid, serious mountain biker. Tell us about this downhill mountain bike event you're getting ready to go do in South America, right? Chile?
Yeah. So, like, I don't know, mountain biking is kind of like my new passion and hobby. It kind of keeps me getting up in the morning every day and exercising and trying to be healthy and happy. And I love it. So the racer in me, I'm always trying to find the next challenge. And I've been eyeballing this race. It's called the Masters World Championship, and it's kind of like it's the highest level you can find basically for a guy over 35 years old, I guess.
Okay.
Is the easiest way to put it. And it's been in Australia the last couple of years, and I've been looking to going, but it didn't really kind of line up. And this year it's in Chile, and yeah, it's just kind of all working out. And I was somehow able to get an entry. I mean, entries sold out in less than 24 hours. They had over 100 entries in my class, and somehow I got in. And so then I decided to book a flight in December, and that kind of committed myself at that point. I was like, all right, I better start getting in shape and getting ready. So, I spent the money. So yeah, I've been kind of focused on that since kind of December, and yeah, here end of this month, going to fly to Chile and see. I don't know. I have no idea, dude. No idea. I could maybe not even make the final. I could not get top 10. I could get top 10. Maybe I can get on the podium. I have no idea where I'm going to stack up, but we'll find out.
Is this like downhill, like at a ski resort, kind of take lifts up, or is this like you have to pedal a whole bunch?
No. This is downhill racing. So I'm not an XC guy at all. I own an e-bike and a downhill bike. I ride my e-bike a lot on just kind of enduro style stuff. But yeah, this is a chairlift in Chile. And I've been kind of watching the track on YouTube and doing everything I can to prepare. It seems like a track I think that would fit my strengths that I've kind of learned in this sport over the last kind of year or two I've been doing it. So Australia, I think, wasn't a track that would suit me. So we'll see. I think all I can do is go there and do my best and have fun. But I can tell you this, I know I'll be in the best shape of my life when I'm there. That's for sure.
That's honestly, that's these two guys over here, like TJ, just like, I want an e-bike. I want to have a throttle. I mean, I've gotten to where I enjoy mountain biking, and pretty much what I do is XC, cross country. But it just feels good when you get done and you're not tired, and then you go ride dirt bikes and you're not tired because you're actually in decent shape. And but I cannot really, it's going to sound stupid, I can't figure out how to really jump a mountain bike. It's just so, I'm used to jumping. It's different. Yeah, I'm used to jumping BMX bikes. They're easy, they're short. I think I'm about to jump a mountain bike, and like the front wheel touches down before the rear wheel takes off. I don't know. I'm just not comfortable enough to really launch one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a very different mountain biker, right? Like I'm a motocross guy, born and raised, and I only really I bought my first downhill bike 2 years ago now, right? 2 years
wow.
ago, my first ever downhill bike I've ever bought or ridden. At that point, I didn't ride mountain bikes. I grew up in Florida, right? Like there isn't you ride road bikes just to get in shape to be better on your dirt bike, right? That's the only reason. Yeah, like. I honestly, Jamie, I would tell you to get an e-bike because they're heavier, and that's how I got started. It was essentially like just a downgrade from a motorcycle, and I was like, this is easier. I don't have to pressure wash all my shit afterwards every day.
Right.
I don't have to change my oil and my filter. I can just grab my bike and go ride. And I got a 50-pound bike coming to kill me instead of a 220-pound bike coming to kill me, right? If I make a mistake. So that's kind of how I looked at it. And then I was like, oh, it's also a little cheaper and kind of just fit life better. And yeah, with an e-bike, you can still go pretty fast. You can cover a lot of ground, and it jumps to me like a motorcycle because it's heavy and it's have a lot of weight down low. But yeah, when you get on a normal mountain bike, it's very different. The inputs are very little to make adjustments, and yeah, those things can kind of fly from out underneath you really quick.
Yeah.
So I have massive respect for the top level athletes in downhill mountain biking. Like those dudes are so goddamn gnarly, dude.
Yeah, they're
Like
nuts.
it's unreal.
They're insane, is what they are.
So he's like that kid. What's his name that was on the show a couple of weeks ago that was a mountain biker? And,
Oh yeah,
and he rode for a couple of
crap,
years.
what's his name?
He just recently got on
not Bar X. But,
Gizmo.
Gizmo mods.
a Gizmo mod and made
blanking,
main event already, or did he just night
Yeah.
show?
Oh, is this the guy that like I heard Weege
Yes.
talk about that
Yes.
like
Yes.
he couldn't find racing during COVID or something?
Yep, exactly. And he switched it over to dirt bikes, and now he's riding Supercross. And you're just the old version of that, the opposite direction. You
Yeah.
just found downhill,
Yeah.
and now, yeah.
There's another kid too. I remember him from amateur moto, or I don't remember how much he did as a pro on a dirt bike, but his name's Nick Frazier. He's younger. He's kind of switched to downhill also. He's from like the Northeast, but he's a moto kid that is now switched to downhill. But dude, yeah, it's like it's very similar in a lot of ways. There's some dirt bikers for sure that I know 100% would not be good at downhill racing. They just don't have the touch for it. Like Dean Wilson, for instance, he would not be able to do this. But like there is so many different similarities, but yeah, man, those guys at the top level and downhill, they are fit as hell. And they're fearless and like surgeons with their line choice.
Do you see things on the downhill mountain bike side that you could have put into your moto racing years back if you would have like that you're like, man, I wish I would have had this skill then?
Not really. No, honestly, I think our moto entire sport and industry is more advanced. And I think it's given me like a knowledge base that like has enabled me to step into downhill and be pretty competitive pretty quickly, right? Like I'm about to go see if I can compete on the world level. I don't know, but
it's gnarly.
I don't think it would work the other way. I don't think you can come from downhill and be that quickly a successful moto, but we just talked about a guy who's basically doing it. So
yeah, true.
Maybe I'm wrong.
All right, Paul Perebijnos from renthal.com, direct-to-consumer shopping. You can get yourself a set of the new 661 Kiefer tested bars. It's not the KTM that Eli's been so successful with. It's the 661 bars. If you are a mountain biker, you got the new Revo DHC and Revo TRC. I hate that they're called clipless when I feel like you're clipped in. I don't understand, but clipless pedals, lots of casual wear, handlebars, mountain bike, all kinds of products. There's new mountain bike products coming soon also, right?
Yep. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm at my son's baseball game. And we just got on base.
Oh, nice.
We just popped her over third baseman's head.
Well, we're about to let you go so you can enjoy that. Yeah. But yeah, lots of stuff. And we're going to do some giveaways soon, I think.
Yeah. Honestly, we can do a giveaway right now, Jamie, if you want to.
What would you like to give away?
I mean, why don't we give somebody like a control set and do like a handlebar and a lock-on grip for somebody? We talked a lot about lock-on grip tonight, and we'll throw in a t-shirt too, right? We talked about casual.
Okay, nice. I like it. So we're gonna use our email, motoxpodshow@gmail.com. hit us up. What I want to see a picture of, let me see your bikes. I want to see the bikes you guys have, what you're riding, and we will pick a random winner for a control package from Renthal. Thanks to Paul Perebijnos. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I appreciate it. No, Scotty, you cannot win.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
Well, I mean, if he did win,
rides your bikes
I would say
anyway.
it would go on my bike since he's been riding my bike
true.
for the last year.
Hey, I'm actually we're making steps.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Good. Paul, dude, I'll let you get back to your kids' baseball game. I think last time we talked to you were at football practice. So, yeah, we'll let you get back to family. And really, we appreciate you being part of the show and what you're doing for us. And big Renthal fans here. So thank you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it too. You guys do a really good job. And yeah, I'm proud for Renthal to be associated with the show, and we'll try to keep growing things from here. So keep up the good work, boys.
We'll do. As long as we can stay in front of Steve on the breaking news, and we'll be happy.
I mean, I'm a competitive guy, so if I could pitch you two against each other a little bit for my own enjoyment, we got quite the thing going on here.
Let's do it. We're always battling back and forth about something anyway. We got Loretta's coming up. Yeah. So
it's fantastic. Well, rub in what I told you guys about tonight about that new lock on grip. See if he knows about it.
I already put it in the group text. Breaking news with me, him, and Chris. Breaking news from Renthal, and Chris just said old news. But yeah, I was like, well, nope, Steve doesn't know.
Well, it's only old news because Chris got to go to England.
Yeah, right. All right, Paul, I'm gonna let you get back to it. Thank you for some of your time tonight, man.
All right, later, guys.
Take care. Paul Perebijnos, renthal.com, all that stuff that we just talked about. You guys, we didn't even talk about chains and sprockets, all that good stuff they have.
I'm so worried that they ruined my favorite grips in the world with the lock on, but we're gonna find out.
Well, they still make the glue-on ones.
I know, but I'm just saying, I don't know. I tell you one thing that he said.
They didn't ruin anything.
Hold on. I tell you one thing that he said that makes me more interested is the fact that you can't just have the pop-out ends like he was talking about.
Uh-huh.
That means that plastic that's in there is going to be really, really small and will give you more grip on that side. Because I didn't realize it until I first tried to run lock-on grips. I hold on, I'm sure we all do, way more with my left grip than my right. Obviously, throttle on that side. So I'm squeezing with my knees and holding on with the left side. And I guess I'll have to go on the KTM because my other bikes use the e-throttle. And
yeah, you can't do that.
All right, let's do the grill your ass off, bring the heat. I believe you're doing grill your ass off, TJ?
I am. If you're looking to grill a savory steak, bake a delicious chicken breast, make the perfect roasted potatoes, or fry bacon for breakfast, Grill Your Ass Off has a seasoning elevate the experience. Jason Murph is a military veteran and a motocross enthusiast. His line of seasonings and sauces simply cannot be beat. On top of being astounding, every product sold helps support a true nonprofit or event. Visit grillyourassoff.com and use promotion code DarksideMX3 in all caps to save 20%. You will not be disappointed.
Good job, TJ. Much better than Scotty.
I disagree.
That makes sense.
Contest at MotoXpodShow.com. Whose read was better? If you pick the right one, I will send you a prize.
Is it a Grill Your Ass Off prize?
Actually, we could do that.
Yep.
We could do that. Okay, let's see here. Who has a...
You have one?
I do. It's not a very good one, but... And it's the old man thing here. Yeah, kind of. It's AI photos. Like you scroll through.
I don't know what to trust anymore.
Yeah, man. I scroll through and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Oh, it's AI. God dang it. And it's getting to where sometimes it's really obvious, but sometimes you're like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it was funny.
Why are you doing this to me?
I saw one, and it was like a clip of Stewart from like 2012 on like a Suzuki or something like that, and someone was like AI, and it's like, no, that was not AI.
Yeah,
that was just Stu. Yeah, like y'all are wrong. Sorry, it's not AI.
Yeah, that's
nobody, it's
funny.
like nobody would jump that. Like, no, he did. Like that was way before AI happened.
Maybe.
How do we control this?
Maybe AI can save humanity with social media and get people to be like, you know what, I'm tired of even looking at this stuff because I know
it's kind of going that way.
I know it's all fake, so I'm going to stop even messing with social media, and people will actually hang out with other people. I am over seeing people in public spaces just staring at their phone.
Man, I'm on my phone way too much.
Like, dude, we go out to, like, me and my buddies, we have a deal. We always take turns buying lunch for each other.
Wow.
When
that might be the biggest news of the year. That
Where the
TJ
hell?
buys
Where
lunch.
the hell has I been for those lunches?
Yeah, are you at like?
I ate lunch with you twice in the past month, and I have not heard that option.
Is this like Wendy's drive-through the
My
$5
buddies,
meals?
I said.
Your buddies?
I've
Oh,
got a couple. I have a couple of friends that I've been friends with for forever, and it's just like what we do. Hey, want to get some lunch? Whose turn is it? Oh, it's my turn. Or it's my turn. We just all like take turns.
It's never your turn, right?
Yeah. When it's his turn, he's like, yeah, I can't go.
CC's it is.
Anyways, we were at that barbecue place in Jacksonville today, and I looked around, and like everybody there, like we were sitting around enjoying each other's company. We've been friends for 20 years. You know, we just like hanging out, and or when we were sitting at Denny's, or where'd we go? We went to Chili's.
Chili's, yeah.
We were sitting around like, what are you laughing at?
Hold on, I'll get to it.
Anyway, we were sitting around the tip.
No.
Oh, we were sitting around talking and BSing, and I looked around. Everybody's on their phone. But my grill your ass off is that tip thing when we get to it. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Before you do yours, I do want to mention Start Your Systems. There's no race tonight because there's no race this weekend. Right. But don't forget that you don't want to miss out on MX Simulator Pro Supercross live on Start Your Systems every Wednesday night when there's a race coming up that weekend at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. If you're watching on YouTube, we have the Indy version from last week of the series. Start Your Systems tonight. Watch top players in the game go head-to-head as Braden Carter, Seth Carr, and more take on defending champion Colby England. Live racing, way to go, guys! Real battles and intense championship
I
competitive.
can't control that.
Yeah, mine's turned off. Come tune in to Start Your Systems on YouTube. MX Simulator Pro Supercross live with Kellen Brower. Yeah, I think I actually turned my Amber Alerts off completely.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. My bad.
No, you're good. It happens. Everybody messes up, some more than others. But
so, anyways, what were you saying?
Yeah, what's your grill your ass off?
This wasn't a grill your ass off. It was just what was funny because what TJ was talking about.
Gotcha.
We were done riding. We were heading back home, and we were going through like the one town that was going to have options for food, and we were trying to figure out what we wanted to eat, and like we kind of wanted to do something quick, and then like we were like, that place, it looks okay. And then it was like, oh, there's a Chili's. Chili's is pretty quick. We can do that. And TJ was like, yes, let's treat ourselves. Let's get Chili's. And I was like, bro, treating yourself in Chili's is going to Chili's.
Chili's is kind of fancy.
No, it's not. The fact that he was like treating himself and getting a $10.99 three for me at Chili's was crazy.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
Are you going to do yours or am I doing mine next?
I don't really have one.
Okay, I've got one. When you go someplace.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Do you tip just because of the price of the bill? Like,
yeah.
So we went to Chili's.
Okay.
It's a nice restaurant.
It's not, but okay.
It is.
Chili's with the boys.
And
okay, go ahead.
But the waitress was very good. Like
she was on it.
Yeah, she was very good.
All right.
And so I tipped, I don't know, it was like I had a $12 bill and I tipped like whatever it was. I tipped like $3, you know what I'm talking about? Which I thought was
I think you tipped more than that. I tipped 25% and it was only like $3.
No, yours was like 12 cents. I don't know what you tipped.
No,
but I
tipped 25%. Was what like it gave me the kiosk and I clicked 25%.
Whatever.
It was like $3.
Maybe I gave her a 20 and told her to keep the change.
I don't
remember what it was, but it was
like $17, $18. I don't know. It was like a $5 tip. I think is what you.
It was close. It was like 4 something. But anyways, she did a really good job.
All right.
But he said, "Well, I want to tip off of the price of the meal."
Okay.
And
a lot of people do that,
but
that's what you do.
It's not what I do.
No,
but
you do it off of the effort that the waitress puts in.
That's kind of what I do.
Okay, that's all. Because him and my other buddy were like, "No, you do it off." Him and Terry were like, "No, you do it off of however much the bill is, and if this and this." And I'm like, "No."
So how much? So if you have
hold on.
If the waiter
I didn't finish. So if you go to a restaurant and I decide I'm extra hungry and I order like a full rack of ribs. And my meal is just the full rack of ribs and nothing extra. She doesn't have to go get anything extra. She just puts my order in, brings my food out. If she does a good job, she's going to get the same tip for that as she did my $10 meal that I got or whatever, $12 meal. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
And so he was like, "No, you'd have to tip more." Why am I tipping more? Because I'm paying the restaurant more? That doesn't make any sense.
I think... So Amber always, because I never like when it's a bigger bill. Like, okay,
20%.
I never give less than $5.
Never?
Not really. Unless, okay, like when I go to say Moe's to pick up the food, they really don't do anything, but I still like,
You still
I'll do like a $3 tip.
I never tip more than $1.02 when it's like to go. When it's like to go.
Yeah, go ahead.
If I go
was
to
agreeing
the,
with
like
you.
the pier here in back in White Oak, there's a drive-through, but the guy brings it out to me. Like, you know, you pull up and they walk it out. I'll do like $3 for that. But at a sit-down restaurant, pretty much always $5 minimum. Now, if my bill's like, let's say we go to a nice steak and get like, you know, we're spending $70, $80, Amber always just like look at the tax, and basically the tax should be pretty close.
Or just do 20%.
Double the tax. I've heard people say
Is it
that.
double the tax?
Yes, because the tax is only 8%.
Yeah, tax is 8%. You double the tax.
A lot of times, though, I just base it off of like if they do a really good job, it might be $10 or $15.
If it's just a meal that you ordered, no matter what it cost, the tip should be pretty close to the same. I tipped her better than what the meal would have called for price wise, because I thought she did a really good job.
Okay.
Like she didn't.
I think that's okay.
But if I would have ordered $100 meal and all she had to do is bring out my meal and then leave or keep my drinks filled like she did, she would have got literally the same tip.
Yeah.
And
no,
see-
I would definitely give more for a.
It's just so dumb.
No, like I promise you, like I understand your logic, and it kind of does make sense because you're only taking care of one person,
Yeah.
no matter what they order.
They did the same job no matter what.
Yeah.
But
I get that.
at the same time, that's not how it works.
Yeah, it's not.
And if you left her $5,
how it works with me.
That's if you left $5 on $100, she would 1,000% think you were a piece of shit.
Yeah,
That's fine. I don't care what she thinks.
They will probably, well, you may not ever go back there, but they'll remember you if it's a place you
Yeah,
go
they'll
back.
be like, yeah.
Well, then the
screw
next
that
time she's
guy.
going to get even worse
And
tip
they'll-
if she gives you bad.
They'll just spit in your food and you won't know.
They won't remember. I've worked at restaurants. You don't remember
I don't know.
customers.
I mean, you may be right. I've never worked at a restaurant, but but
I
like,
would remember when
like if
people tip like shit.
you guys know me, I have and been told this recently. I have some high expectations on things. I want my drink full. Like, don't let if it runs out and I'm waiting and like I'm eating. I'm going, yeah, I had no. That pisses me off. You're still gonna get $5, but if you make sure that drink never runs out,
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy that tip's gonna go up.
Well, like we had a big, we were talking about, we had a big group, and it wasn't huge, not this weekend, but like with the family group, there was like, I don't know, 5 to 8 people or whatever. And I left, I don't remember how big, I left like $100 tip, which was a pretty good tip.
Yeah, that's
You left a $100 tip.
Well, it was a big ticket, but I don't
Okay,
remember
that
exactly.
surprises me, but
But I don't mind tipping people when they
Okay,
earn it.
all
The
right.
guy did a great job. Like he was really, really
I'm
good.
proud of you.
But yeah, it wasn't because of how much the bill was. You know what I mean? Like it was just because of
Yeah,
how many
I
people
mean, I
were
do
there.
get your logic. And if I'm being honest, I've never even really thought about it. Like if my bill's $1,000, let's say I'm there for 30 minutes and it's a $1,000 bill, or I'm there for 30 minutes, it's a $10 bill, and you fill up my drink 3 times in each meal, the tip should be the same. That actually makes sense. And I can't say that
I get the logic, but that's just not how it works.
That is how it works.
That's just not.
it's
It's
not
just
the,
not.
what's the word I'm looking for? It's not the,
the norm.
yeah,
the
there's a word I'm looking for.
I know. I'm
Etiquette.
looking for it
The
too.
etiquette might be the word I'm looking
Well,
for.
the etiquette's wrong.
Yeah, you might not be wrong, but I mean, if
He
your
actually
bill is
agrees with me. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't even know what
if,
to do.
If you're at a place that your bill is $1,000, it's probably a very high end bill or a high end place.
It's not like the adopted.
you do kind of pay for that atmosphere a little bit. You're probably
You're
getting,
paying the restaurant for that.
You're
atmosphere.
probably getting better service at a.
Like I was telling him the same. That's what he said. His exact same argument. How do you get better service than keeping my drink full and keeping my drink full and keeping my table clear of BS?
You're right. Also, again, you're right. A lot of times in the lower end restaurants, the people probably don't care quite as much.
I guess I don't know.
But
the
I've had really good service in regular restaurants and bad service, and I
So
haven't been to very many nice
do you
restaurants.
do you find any quality in service from someone
telling you to pull forward.
going over the menu with you, or like
I don't like that.
or like suggesting things, or like making sure that you're happy with your choice or stuff like that?
If I ask, if
Yeah,
I say, hey,
yeah.
I've never been here before, what's good?
Yeah.
And when they say I don't know, I'm like, yeah, you're an idiot.
Yeah, I don't really. Okay, so my son's a server,
Yeah.
and he's big personality, and he's like in their face, and people love that. A lot of people love that. But then, like, I don't love that.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on your personality. I would rather, like, if I ask and say,
Well, you're an
are
asshole.
these like I love Bubba's, right? Like the first time, like what are these fire fire fries. How spicy are they? You gave me a good suggestion, and I loved them. Hell yeah, good pick.
Yeah.
You know? So it just depends on, I guess,
That's fair.
situation. No, it's situational.
I just hate it when you ask somebody like, "Hey, what's good here?" and they go, "Well, I don't know."
I don't.
Yeah,
really-
no,
I don't
that's
know
terrible.
That I've ever got that.
I have,
I've had people say
I
I
have.
haven't tried that particular item.
but usually I'm not asking for that. I'm like, "Hey,
Yeah.
what's good? What are y'all known for? What is this place?"
I've always thought, you never say, "Oh, I've never had that." You be like, anytime anybody ever asks something, "Oh yeah, it's great."
Oh my god,
I
that's
would
the
rather
worst.
them say I've never had it than lie to me
Yeah, I just
personally. But I guess I wouldn't know if they
We
were
just
lying.
realized the type of person
Well,
he
okay,
is.
Like,
you know
he
what?
runs the Dairy Queen.
You know what I would. You know what I would do. Well, I used to work at a nice steakhouse.
Dilly bars are delicious.
What was that steakhouse that you worked at?
It was called Via Montez at Tyler. It's
That's where the mansion on the
pretty
hill,
good,
right?
Yeah, it used to be Mansion on the Hill. It's a pretty nice place.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now, that place is fancy.
Yeah,
They're like
And-
way fancy.
go in there and tip me $5 and see what the fuck happens.
I'm gonna walk out of there and you're gonna be like, "Man, I wish I'd have got more money."
Yeah. What I would always do is like if it was something I either didn't like myself personally, just because I didn't like that particular item,
Yeah.
or I had never had it, I would always just say like, oh, it gets ordered a lot, or everybody seems to enjoy it because of this.
Yeah,
or
that's a great
if you
answer.
if you like this, then you'll like this because it's this.
Okay.
I would do that a lot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just say it's good just because it's good. I never actually really did that.
Yeah,
Unless they were a-holes.
that does make sense.
Yeah.
Now I'm hungry.
It wouldn't have mattered if we were talking about food or not.
Yeah, I was, it's about time for me to be hungry anyway. I'm actually, a steak sounds really good right now. Maybe with some grill your ass off seasoning. But our next guest of the night's on. So, next guest of the night's brought to you by Racetech. For over 40 years, Racetech has been supplying the motorcycle industry with high quality suspension components made right here in the USA. From modern to vintage, Racetech is your go-to source for suspension performance, and Racetech Gold Valves provide a plush feel with drastically improved bottoming resistance and increased traction. Visit racetech.com. Find your local service center. Tonight, Racetech brings us from the Honda HRC Progressive team, mechanic to Hunter Lawrence, the reason he's winning some races, Cameron. What's up, Cameron?
What's happening, guys?
Dude, it's been a while. Glad to have you on again.
Yeah, no, it's been a minute, dude. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. I know you said you're driving right now, but yeah, your season so far has been on point. Hunter has been fantastic, and we all know it's only right because without a good mechanic, the bike doesn't stay together.
Absolutely. No, it's a lot of pressure building these bikes day in and day out, and it's huge. One mistake, one miss, and we could potentially lose championship points, and every point counts at the end there at Salt Lake.
Yeah, listen, I don't want to spend a ton of time talking about Hunter on your interview, but obviously it's a big part of what you're doing, and the guy has come a long way. We all knew he could win races, but there has been a switch, it almost feels like, this year where it's just like it's almost on lock now, where you know that guy's going to be right there. Have you noticed like a major change in anything with him since 2025 Supercross?
You know what's funny is he hasn't changed as a person,
Right.
And his program, none of that has changed. But you know what I have noticed, because I work on his bike every weekend, obviously, his rear brake pads. I've been able to use them 2 weekends in a row. And I always told Dazzy, if one thing, if he twists his grips, I know he's having a bad day. And another thing, if his brake pads come back blued and gold, I'm like, man, dude, you're struggling today. The last 9 rounds, I've been able to go 2 rounds on a rear set of brake pads, which is pretty rare for him. So that alone just showing me his comfort level, his riding ability obviously is incredible, but just how comfortable he is on the bike in this season.
Is that something that is the first time we've had mechanics on for years and years, and I always try to pick their brains about stuff. That's the first time that I've heard somebody say, "Hey, I can see this on the bike," meaning it's good or bad. Is that normal?
I mean, I've been with Hunter for almost 6 years now, and you learn every detail about the motorcycle. What comes loose, what he uses hard, what he abuses, and that's one thing I've noticed, guys. It's call me crazy, but I was just talking to Christian, Jets mechanic, earlier, and because I rebuilt all my brakes this weekend, just part of our program, And I'm like, yeah, dude, we've been going a couple rounds on brake pads, which is unheard of. And but I'm not one to waste parts, and if I think they're good, I'll reuse stuff.
So is that something with other riders and other mechanics you talk to where they can tell by the we'll call it the condition of bike or parts how the day or whatever's going?
I can't say I've heard that before, but that's just something I know. With Hunter is so poised and like confident in himself. Like with the last 5 years, it hasn't always been like that with all of his injuries prior. I mean, he said it before, he was on the verge of quitting when he was on Geico, but you know what I'm saying? But no, it's just something I've noticed in his riding and the stuff I work on day to day. But as far as person, I mean, he's got his job. He's confident. He works his ass off. Like, nothing's changed in that department, but the way he's been riding, that's what's changed his confidence, obviously. Yeah. And his, demeanor is pretty locked in.
Yeah.
Not as much smiling. I don't know if you noticed, like he's pretty freaking locked in when that helmet goes on. I get him to crack here and there just to keep it light. But, no, it's on, dude. I'm pretty stoked to be a part of this program.
Yeah, when you think about where you came from, right? I think when you first started wrenching, you didn't have a ton of mechanical skills, as I recall, or mechanical. You didn't work on bikes what's that?
You could say skill, technique. I'm trying to think. I just had the word on the tip of my tongue. Experience. I didn't have much experience. I worked on all my own stuff.
Yeah.
And when I went in with Joe, because I worked for Joe for 7 years. When he got hired into Geico, I was just starstruck, and I thought I was going to be the guy. And I'm working with Ricky Rock. He was like my mentor, and he schooled me in every which way possible. And I'm like, oh, crap. I'm in a pickle here. But I was able to learn from him and basically like apprentice, but I was getting paid. And just absorb everything I could when I was at Geico as Joe's practice guy. And then eventually they signed me on, and here we are.
Yeah, so, through that period, right, coming in, like you just said, with a lack of experience, becoming a practice guy, getting the job at Geico to a point now where you have won multiple Supercross 250 titles with Hunter. You've run Motocross of Nations. You're en route you're en route to possibly winning the pinnacle of our sports championship. Even if you don't win it this year, like the year you're having, it's just, man,
still be a box checked on my list. I mean, I'm not racing myself, but I'm competing against racers that I looked up to as a kid, and we're near the same age, like me and Eli and Ken, and now I'm like lining up gate to gate with these guys. It's pretty crazy.
Scotty?
Yeah, so obviously in this, when you guys are in a title fight, it's a different pressure situation for the rider, but also for the team in the bike itself. How have you kind of handled that this year, being in the Premier Class title fight, and just kind of are you double, triple checking things more than normal, or business as usual? I know that's kind of Hunter's case, but how has it been for you, title fight wise?
You definitely have a little gremlin on your shoulder, but I've been building this bike since, it hasn't changed much since, I think 2023, 24, as far as chassis, not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty damn good at building this freaking Honda. And, but nothing goes overlooked. There's always a double, triple check, but it's small things that you think about. Like, you check the tire pressure before you go down. Those things spark in your head. Did I check the tire pressure? Yeah. Did I check that smoke? And there's been mistakes made, but it's just staying cool. We have all day on Sundays to build the bike. There's no rush, and I don't know. We just try and hit our marks. Our team, we work together. Like I've always said, if someone on the team fails, I fail. So if I don't do my part, and while I'm walking around and I see something, or take a look at someone else's bike, two sets of eyes is better than one, right? So we all work together to keep our shit intact. But yeah, it's stressful, but the bike build part is the thing that I am good at, and I don't stress too much on it. I've had Dazzy tell me before when we were leading a 250 championship, and I was burning a hole in the ground doing circles around Hunter's bike, checking shit. And Dazzy's like, Cam, sit down, quit touching it. And I'm like, all right, sounds good. And I sat down and chilled for a little bit, because you can't drive yourself crazy. You'll overthink and double check everything a million times, but put gas in the bike, check the spokes, make sure the chain's tight, lube it, and when you change the filter, make sure there's nothing in there.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead, Scotty.
Do you, when it comes to, in addition to that, to the actual bike setup, when you're like watching him in practice or see certain things on what the bike's doing, maybe compared to other riders, are y'all usually pretty open and communicative about that? Or do you kind of just like, if he feels comfortable, I don't really want to mess with it, even if maybe you see something that might benefit being changed?
Yeah, we have a pretty good staff, so I call it the eye in the sky. We got Trey or somebody else kind of eye in the sky, watching other people's lines, and if there's something that needs to be done, I'll get radioed, and I can pit forward him. I can pull him in if real necessary. As far as bike setup, again, our staffing's so good. If I see something, I mention it, but usually it's spotted. It's just we all work together. We have a breakdown period after Q1. We all go in the truck. We watch tons of video, and I'm pretty damn good at changing shocks now. Just from last minute, like, hey, pull that shock, because they'll look at film for 45 minutes. And I'm kind of sitting there like, dude, we're not changing nothing. And then next thing you know, shock and fork. And we're like, oh, okay. Boom, slam it off, get it in. Derek will make his change, and then boom, back on. And down to the staging in plenty of time. But that part gets stressful. Time crunch stuff, that's where things kind of can hit the fan. You miss something.
Yeah.
You miss a torque or whatever. That's not in my hands, right? That's just like part of the gig. I guess I could say that part does get a little stressful, but no, we have a pretty good staffing on making sure Hunter's taken care of, and he's pretty good, dude. If something's up with the bike, he's pretty spot on with his complaint or what he needs, right?
Right.
So he makes that. It's tough because it's never perfect. Track to track, we typically are making a lot of changes, but no, it's good, dude. It's been good.
So you brought up winning the Motocross the Nations.
Oh yeah.
Now we have two guys that from Australia that are really good. And I think we may actually need your help for America to win, because you're rooting for the wrong side. Like, no, but seriously,
dude,
but seriously,
those guys pay the bills, man. I gotta support them.
But how was that? Like, it's got to be kind of. I mean, obviously they're your friends, they're the team, everybody's there. You really want to win, but then you're also beating America. Like, do you feel like a traitor?
It's mixed, dude. It is hard because I've never done a Nations with an American. I've never had an American rider. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, it's true.
I worked for Joe 7 years and then jumped onto the Aussie train, and hell, I don't even know what it's like to work for American.
That's a good point. Okay, so you aren't American anymore. We're disavowing you. Yeah.
Hey, mate, hold on.
Hey, mate.
No, it's cool. Like, I root for America. If we can't win, well, they better take it, right? But other than that, those boys take care of me. I take care of them, and it's no sweat off my back to race for Australia. Like, it's a cool culture, cool team. Yeah, I love America. I love my red, white, and blue, but I got to pay the bills, son.
That's it.
A couple of years ago, all of America was rooting for Puerto Rico, so don't feel bad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, right? With Kevin Windham and Estrada.
Yeah, exactly. We were there.
Yeah. So was he.
Yeah.
Oh, you were there with.
I think Cam was there that year. Was that?
Me? No.
No.
Oh, that's right. It was the next one.
No.
Yeah, it was the next one. Yeah, at Red Bud. Yep. Cameron tonight brought to you by Race Tech. It is Camera, right? It's not Camara.
Dude, you'd have to talk to my grandpa. Because
Well, how do you say it?
I mean, I've said Tamra for the longest time. My mom says Camara. I'm just kind of in between the
Okay.
family feud there, so
All right.
I don't get offended. Camara, Camera, picture perfect. I don't know, whatever you want to call
Cam
it.
chain.
Yeah, how do you
Yeah.
say
Yeah,
it in your
cam chain.
How do you say it in your new native language of Australia?
In Australian?
Yeah,
Cam
exactly.
chain.
Camara, mate.
Yeah. What is it? Shit. What is Dad's called? I can't think of it off the top of my tongue. They always had something like that. Like Darren is Dazzy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like Emma, MZ. Mine's a little bit tough because it's Cam. They just say Cam. Oh shit, we're almost crashing. Almost smoked that guy. Sorry, guys. Dude. Just cruising down the street, and this guy pulled out in front of me. Sorry about that.
You're good. That was exciting.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, Cam. So, yeah, you mentioned Christian Ducharme, which is Jet's mechanic. What is he still going to every race? Does he like help you on race day when Jet's out, or is he staying home?
He came to A1, and he was just in Indy, and then I think he'll go to St. Louis.
Okay.
But I mean, our schedule is pretty freaking heavy, and for me personally, I'm like, buddy, if you want to take a couple weekends off, have at it, dude.
Sure.
Enjoy the time that God's given you to just kind of not have that pressure over your head. I know he wants to be out here racing with his boy, but I'm like, enjoy it, dude.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. Your schedule
But
is
then
just
again,
go ahead.
he came last weekend, and we won. And I'm like, buddy, I need you at the rest of the rounds, dude. You're like my little good luck charm.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You got to be keep it coming, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'll answer this. You're Hunter's race mechanic. You're not with him in Florida during the week testing, but Lewis Phillips has been trying to get out of Hunter. Like, hey, what are you looking for? What are you working on? What's the issue that you're kind of still struggling with? And he just says, the bike. Come on, give us some more. Give us some more details. What is Hunter looking for?
It's just like, it's nothing crazy. Obviously, you've seen the races, the last 9 rounds. I think his worst finish was a 4th because him and Roxon got into it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's seconds, a couple firsts, that 4th. So there's nothing crazy he's looking for. It's just a comfort, compliancy thing. And it changes from track to track. We could go test at his track, and it would be pretty damn good. And then we'll go, and this feeling comes back. So it's nothing out of the ordinary that every guy isn't looking for, right? It's just a comfort thing. And I'm not going to pinpoint exactly what, because Show has been so great to us, and they're really pulling every card out of their playbook.
Yeah.
And supporting us. And it's stressful, dude. I always tell Derek, our suspension guy, I'm like, you're the best guy and the worst guy. Because when shit's good, you get a high five. But when it's bad, you get booed. Like my job's pretty consistent. If I do my job, it's cool. But he gets the shit end and the great end. So
that's true.
Those guys have it rough, real rough over any suspension guy. But I told him the other weekend, I'm like, dude, we need you around here. So keep your head up and let's keep fighting for this kid, and we're gonna have a great freaking season. So
yeah, I kind of feel like at this point with wins and seconds, almost like quit touching it, Hunter. Leave it alone. You're fine. Like don't take a chance to go in the wrong direction. Leave it alone. But
that's one thing. They are always striving for more and better. And this sport's tough. I mean, it's not a race car. The track changes every lap. And sometimes you just got to ride it, but there's just a little something he's looking for. And I think we did a lot of testing last week. Obviously, you said after that press release, the post-race press, that we tested Tuesday, Wednesday. He also rode Thursday, and then we did a little press day test as well on Friday. So we are kind of a don't quit mentality. We're looking for something, and I think we found it. So we're going to fine tune it during this off week. And yeah, hopefully we come out swinging and nail it here in Birmingham.
Yeah, you guys are making it exciting. Just a couple more things for you. We had Jay Dungy on recently, and we were talking about like little. He told us a little trick he has for making sure Eli's bar or levers are in the right spot, or his riders. Do you have any tricks? Not necessarily just with handlebars and controls, but just little tricks that make your job easier that the average guy might not think about.
So I got 2 tricks.
Okay.
One is a little bit cowboy. I'll tell you what. I close my eyes and I sit on the stand. And as far as position as up and down, I can get a pretty spot on just by closing my eyes and feeling, just from working with Hunter for so long. But once it is in a position and I know like that's the spot, as far as like I'll measure from grip to reservoir or master cylinder on both sides, and I'll have my measurement there, and then I'll notch it with a like a spring-loaded pin.
Yeah, punch.
And I'll punch the master cylinders on the bar, and then also the bar mount, where, you know, on the handlebar it has the guidelines on it.
Yeah.
Across. I'll punch that in the corner and on the bar mount. So pretty much dummy-proof to get it spot on. But yeah, that's about it. When it's a brand new set of handlebars, the first few weekends, I typically forget to notch it. So I'll close my eyes, get a little cowboy, a little bit mystical, and I'll set them. And they're pretty spot on as far as that goes. But once I'm like, oh, before I tear it down tonight, I'm going to notch it so I don't have to worry about it again.
Do y'all ever do that with like a second set of handlebars that you have in the truck that are already pinned, already like marked, so when you're throwing them on, you know exactly where they're going to go?
No. So I have a measurement for as far as bars being rolled forward and back. Now it's pretty spot on measurement. So I'll get a tape measure and I'll roll it up, like, you know, so the bridge of the bar mount.
Yep.
I'll roll the tape. That's a thin one. I'll roll it in between the bridge and the handlebar, and then I'll hook it on the top clamp, of the bottom of the top clamp, and I'll pull it taut. And my measurement is 99, right on the bar lines. So hit it at 99, boom, tighten it. That's done. And if I were to go throw new bars on, I'll remeasure, because like I just did on Sunday after the race. I threw new bars, kind of threw a bunch at it because it's halfway, so just so it starts out fresh again. But yeah, I'll take that measurement, hit 99, I'll re-notch it, and I'll notch it on the corner. So now when I go throw another set of bars on, I'll find the corner of the markings on the handlebar and match it to the notch on my triple clamp. So it's pretty dummy proof there.
I like that, man. Yeah, see, learning lessons. TJ here is very mechanical. I'm semi-mechanical. But, yeah. Like learning. All right, last one I got for you. Do you guys have anything else before?
I'm good.
All right, last thing I've got for you is just the culture at Honda HRC Progressive. From back in the day, now Lars is team manager. I feel like it's become a lot more fun under that tent. What do you think?
It is. It's such a friendly environment. Like, it's a mixture of Geico. Like, me and Stack came from Geico. A lot of the guys have left since then. But we were kind of a little bit wild and free over there at Geico. There's a lot more area to do kind of what you wanted on the bikes. Yeah. And just personally, it was a good time. And HRC Honda, as far as I know, was always pretty damn strict, unapproachable, and I don't know, kind of hard to talk to.
Yes.
And I feel like we brought a bit of that vibe with, as far as like the people we work with, they're all freaking a good time. And if you mesh well as a team, it only makes it better. Like, I can go hang out with Lars, I can go hang out with Christian, Ben, anybody in the engine room, and no matter what, have a good time, laughing, playing music. We love them. We're a bit of metalheads too. The majority. Some people aren't that into it, but we're cranking metal on the stereo all day. And I don't know. We're good with our fans, and I know that means a lot because I was that guy on the other side of the fence at one point. and giving the fans love. Like, it just brings a good energy under that tent.
I have definitely noticed that over the last few years, and I love it. And I'm going to send you a little meme I have in my phone that says something like, my neighbors listen to metal whether they want to or not.
You got that right.
Yeah, that's it. I love it. Well, Cam, man, really, I appreciate you jumping on here for a little bit. You guys are having a hell of a year, and I hope it continues to be successful. And I'll see you in about a week and a half, man, in Birmingham.
All right, stop by the truck. I'll show you my tips and tricks.
Yeah, I'm going to come check it out. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Hell
All right.
yeah.
I swear he.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me on. We'll see you in Birmingham.
Watch out for those crazy drivers, bro.
Yeah, be safe.
Dude, yeah, sorry about that again, guys.
No, all good, man. Thanks, dude. See ya.
All right, guys. We'll chat with you soon.
All right, that's Cameron Camera, brought to you tonight by Race Tech. Yeah, he's good, man. I wish we shouldn't have. We need to have more mechanics on.
As he was getting off the phone,
Yeah.
Scotty had showed me something here, and I looked up and started listening. Right about the time he said, "Just come by the pits, and I'll show you my tits." And I was like, "I was like, what?
Show you my
what are we talking
tips.
about?"
Tips.
Yeah,
TIPS.
yeah.
Tips. Funny enough, James, special needs, James, texted me, or he actually tried calling while we were on the show. So I have to call him back. He must have known we were talking about him.
Yeah.
Good people. I gave him a
Figured it
couple.
out.
Huh?
Said he found out.
Yep. Okay, so we need to do T-Bolt USA top 5. Who's got T-Bolt? Did I give that? I think that's me. Did I give that to anybody, or is that
No,
me?
come on.
All right, cool.
Do your job.
Sometimes you just want to cut loose with your buddies. Sometimes you don't. And shred your Yamaha TTR 110, your Honda CRF 110, or even your CRF 50. Maybe you have a Kawasaki KLX 110 or a 140, or even a vintage Honda Z50 or CT70. Regardless of what pit bike you have, T-Bolt USA's warehouse has you covered on pit bike parts and accessories. You can find BBR and Pro Taper handlebar kits, D&M shocks, and even full bikes from YCF, Pitster Pro, and Piranha. T-Bolt USA is fully stocked to meet your needs. So visit tboltusa.com, order your parts, and go bang some bars with your buddies. The T-Bolt USA top 5 tonight was suggested by a listener. It is give me your top 5 media people, your journalists, media guys. My first question is, do you guys consider Chris Kiefer
That's what I was going to ask
media?
you. I
was thinking about that earlier.
I do.
He goes to races. He does.
He has a podcast.
That doesn't necessarily make you a media person.
He has a podcast.
I wouldn't.
Okay, you guys
He's a
say
tester. He's a tester.
Okay, so he's media. All right.
He's a
No, you
media,
don't say media.
He's a media tester.
I mean, he does tests
like
for
he doesn't
pulp.
break media so much, but
He doesn't
do
like. He doesn't.
interviews, He doesn't do.
He's not a journalist.
No, but he does written stuff.
Maybe
about
he
motorcycles.
maybe you would maybe okay if he puts, what do you call it, like if he puts stuff in moto media, like whether it be like he does bike
Websites or
reviews,
website.
then you are
Okay.
in your media.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, I just want to make sure before. Who would like to go first? I can go if you
Go
want.
ahead.
All right. My number 1, Lewis Phillips. He is my friend, but he is one of the most knowledgeable people in the sport, much like Steve. A lot of history. He understands the sport, but he's also probably one of the closest things we have to what would be a real journalist in a real quote-unquote sport.
Okay.
College educated. He's just
Your mom
very,
goes to
very
college.
good. Huh?
Nothing.
He's very good. So he's going to be my number 1. My number 2, Steve Mathis. Same thing, very knowledgeable. I'm most entertained by the product he puts out. Mm-hmm. He's also a friend that I'm trying not to use that as part of my criteria, but Steve's product is probably what I listen to the most. Mm-hmm. I have Chris at number 3. That one is kind of just because he's my good friend. I think he's funny. You know what? I need to take Chris off my list. This is going to go really well with my Aiden Kiefer comment that I didn't mean to make, but I don't really do the bike review type stuff that much because it's just not my thing.
Okay.
Now, if you're taking him like on the Pulp Show as a co-host, if that's media, he's way up on the list. So I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think the co-hosts are considered media.
All right, then I'm going to take him off the list. Then my number 3.
I don't think Chris would consider himself media.
Probably not. Then my number 3 is Weege, Jason Wygant. Number 4 is Adam Wheeler. On the MXGP pods, what I usually hear him the most, but he's obviously very good at MotoGP, MXGP. He, much like Lewis, is what I would consider a professional journalist.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kellen. I think Kellen does a really good job with the stuff he does, and I like his work. So those are my top 5.
It's kind of basically mine. I mean, mine are just who I listen to the most, and it's
So me.
No, I don't listen to you.
Well, hey, we are looking. If you go to motorcycleindustryjobs.com, we are looking for a button pusher for the MotoXpod.
There's under income and salary, it's dash.
I had just put in
unknown
in the chat that Scotty's about to get fired.
Well, once Ryan Villapoto moves,
I'll put
not gonna happen.
I'll put Kellen at 5, DB at 4, Weege at 3, Lewis at 2, and Mathis at 1.
Okay.
I've got to say the number 1, I can't help it, is Weege. Weege
I knew that'd be your number 1. You're a big fan.
Yeah, Weege. But I will say that Lewis is right there. But it's for different reasons.
Yeah.
And they are, I would think in my mind, like if there's a podcast with either one of them in it, I'm going to listen to it. And I think they're almost equal. Like if I had to, they would tie for number 1 almost, right? So then they're just both that good. Like you said, like anyways. And then after that would have to be Steve, number 3, just because of how influential in the sport he is. Like
he breaks a lot of news.
And he has a lot of connections. He has a lot of know-how. He's been through the sport, starting like with being a mechanic, all the way up. So that gives him number 4. And I hate saying it, but it's probably going to be you. I do consider because
low
of
bar.
It's not really like it's not just like maybe your reach, but your work ethic and what you put into it. I think that's really, really. And the only person I was going to put ahead of you was ML, but I had to pick you. And like I don't even know. Like Adam Wheeler is awesome, but I only listen to him on one podcast. Yeah. I think that he is,
but he's very knowledgeable within those.
Very knowledgeable, but he just doesn't have the reach in our sports. And I look at it. I think my look at it was the reach.
Okay, yeah,
and that's why I would probably I'd have to have a tie for 5th. And
I mean, there's other guys like Anton and
that's what I was about to say. I was going to say 3 people. I had a 3-way tie for 5th. I could not pick. Would either be Anton, Jason Thomas.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he is.
And you could do Jace from Gypsy.
Well, I would say Anton, DB, and Jason Thomas. Like they're like the top. But like all those guys are so good. I mean, even putting you in that. Like it's so hard to pick. Obviously, it's easy to pick 1 and 2. After that, we have such an awesome time in our sport of good, reputable people who aren't just trying to get clicks and doing clickbait and stuff like that. And that's one thing I like about DB is he does his stuff that is very, like the way he does it is I don't want to say clickbaity because I don't think what he's doing is clickbait, but the if you got to sit around and talk with DB and you watch him on his YouTube,
right?
The way his demeanor is different because he steps it up to like a personality on the YouTube that is very entertaining.
On the YouTube, I love that you said the YouTube.
But anyways, it would have to be. But man, I actually on the way over here went back and forth over Weege and Lewis, and I couldn't pick between the two who is better for the now.
Okay,
I've spent more time talking with Lou than I have Weege. So as far as friends go, I mean Lewis and I are best friends. Me, him, and
Eli.
No,
or Chase.
No, and Blake. Oh. Me, him, and Blake. We're
Baggett.
Yeah, we're all going to plan a holiday. But
okay, were you about to say something?
Oh, I had been trying to for about 2 minutes, but
sorry.
Oh,
you did your. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Now you know how we feel.
I know. I was going to say, is this what it feels like when I just start rambling? Like, Jesus. No, just kidding.
That's what one of your questions sounds like.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's about right. I was agreeing with your point that I think that if I'm looking to get more knowledgeable, I'll go to Lewis. But for a pure Like if I want something to bring broken down, Lewis, but for entertainment aspects, the way he presents his stuff, I think I pick Steve.
Garrett
Like,
asked,
like the-
where does
like-
Cooksey rate?
Like Pulp just like that whole show whole show flows so good. Like it really does. Like
he is very good at what he does.
He's honestly past just like we're a good moto podcast, but we're a moto podcast. But like the way he flows surpasses just what it's a show.
You could not be into moto.
And yeah,
good.
it's just a good entertaining show.
That's
Lewis and I have talked about this a few times. Is some of his best shows are when there's not really hardly any guests.
Yeah,
it's just the co-hosts are
Yeah.
gelling and you're ranting.
Yeah, it's just funny.
Yeah.
It's entertaining.
well, it's
The
like
guests almost interrupt the fun
Yeah.
part of the show.
Yeah.
well, I actually there's two comments I'll make and we can move on. I fast forward through some of the guests on Pulp quite often
Okay.
to get to the segments.
Yep.
I do that for our show too. Just gonna throw it out there.
I don't even
sometimes.
listen to our shows.
Well, when I'm at work, like when I'm at
Oh,
work,
when you're
I'll
not
stop
in
and
studio.
I'll listen to the show,
I
and
got you.
then I'll go watch something else while the guest's on.
Yeah.
And then second off, that's the only the MXGP podcast. Like I don't follow the MXGP at all. I don't watch any of the races. Only reason why I have knowledge is because I listen to Adam Wheeler and Lou because they are like you're talking about, Scotty. It's such a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Yeah, and Jace should definitely be in there on the top 5. I just don't listen to
I
his
don't
stuff
ever
that
listen
much.
to his stuff.
That's too.
'Cause it's long.
a little too long.
Yeah,
for
but
me
I
for
do
one.
catch his like clips a lot, and I
Yeah.
do like he does ask good questions. He asks good questions in press too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just not personally on my top 5.
Yeah,
but
I just had to
he's
cut
definitely
something. I used to listen a lot, but I
Yeah.
had to start. Like I cut out Moto 60. It's just
Yeah, I don't
it's
listen.
too.
I listen
too
to
much Moto.
I listen to JB and AC sometimes. They're
See, I
good.
haven't ever listened to
I
that.
didn't even know they had a podcast.
It's good. It's good. It's
Yeah, I'm sure it's good. I just don't have time. I don't have enough space for any more motopods. And basically, we're all talking about the same stuff.
yeah,
Anyway.
it's kind of the group that we've kind of we're kind of lumped into.
Would you now consider
honestly-
RV media?
Yeah,
I mean, he does a podcast, and
He's an
so technically,
he's an ambassador,
yes.
podcaster.
I don't know.
A lot of people have him. Like I see a
He's in
lot of
Break
clips.
I mean, I don't know what the definition of a media person is.
This
Like,
was a really good subject, the topic. Whoever sent
I
this
thought this
in.
was going to be short, but it ended up actually being very
because
developed.
there
do
is
you
a
want me to
question.
tell you who it was?
Yeah.
It was Lewis.
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
he just
no
want-
wonder
he
it's
just
so
wanted you to
good.
pick him as your number one.
He gave me a few. No, he gave me a few suggestions the other day for some things that he thought would be good top 5s, and I was like, all right, but yeah.
No wonder it's such a good topic. See, that's the reason why it's so hard not to pick him over
You know what
Weege.
top 5 segment Steve gave me?
Uh,
Nothing.
Steve is
So
worthless.
I guess
we're
Lewis is
over
number
here
one.
plugging his show
Yeah,
too.
we're helping him grow his viewership, and he won't even help us out.
Why don't you do that read again?
You want to do it again?
Yeah.
I mean, actually, yeah, it's
does
not.
help.
It's a what do you call it? A fundraiser. So
Yeah, we could write this
if
whole
you want-
show
I mean, I guess if you want to spend a day at the Lawrence compound, then with the thanks to Pulp MX and the Lawrence family, you may have that opportunity. Go to pulpmxgivesback.com, purchase a $30 entry. Better yet, get 10 or more of them, and you could win a day of watching Jet and Hunter practice and test. It's a once-in-a-lifetime peek behind the scenes. You'll get 2 flights, 2 nights in a hotel, and a rental car. The date is to be determined by the winner and the Lawrence family, and all the proceeds go to help injured racers.
pulpmxgivesback.com. $30, man. I mean, what do you?
just keep
Oh,
talking. while
I thought
do
you were
that.
trying to.
You can't. You should have.
Well, I thought he was trying to
I'm
take
sorry.
my.
No,
like, you're doing
no.
this, which tells me I need to look there.
No,
You
you
can
sh-
talk while you do that.
You should have. You should
I
have.
should have left it alone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You were getting on to me about trying to not distract him earlier, and you did
Jackie,
it
if
was way
you're
worse.
listening and
Way
not
worse.
watching, TJ was pointing at a monitor, and I thought I didn't know
You
what he
can't
wanted.
do two things at
No,
once,
you
and I
can't.
forget.
You know that.
I forget.
You're not as good as
the
multitasking as
moment I
Jalek is.
pointed, the
Can't do
moment,
dishes and do my show. You are correct.
the moment I pointed, I was like, "Oh, that was dumb."
Yep. All right. So we have ETS Racing Fuels pick 1. We have FXR picks for Birmingham, and we have a Cooper Webb interview. So I'm going to give you 2 choices. We can do the ETS picks, but you just got to tell me your pick, and that's it.
Okay.
No explanation.
I like it.
Or we save it completely.
Why would it be any different than we being short now or long later?
Huh?
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that right now. ETS.
Why
I'll do
does
the
that have to be short now? But we could
Because-
elaborate later.
We would save it for another show.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
okay,
for the
okay,
next
okay,
show.
okay.
because we got a 30-minute Coop interview.
Just do it. Just
we
do
get
it quick.
All right, go ahead.
ETS Racing Fuels was forged from the heat of competition nearly 30 years ago. Developed purpose-engineered fuel for high-performance teams and highly competitive series. We have been in power behind. I can't even talk. We have been the power behind many podiums wins ever since. Teams using ETS race fuels have won more than 50 national and world championship titles. We continue to forge new alliances and partnerships across motorsports. ETSfuels.com.
Good job. All right, here's the pick one. The lapper situation. I'm going to give you a couple of choices on how we could fix it. You pick one. No discussion of why, okay?
Okay.
All right. Black flag, if you're 2 laps down, keep it the same as it already is, which is basically do nothing. 15 riders in the main. Now, real quick, to just
No explanation.
Lewis actually talked about this. Instead of doing 15 riders when it's a 52nd lap time, it's always 15 riders. 5 from each heat race, 5 from the LCQ. That gives you 15. So that's an option. Or you have to crack down and you start fining these guys for getting in the way. Those are your choices.
That would be leave it the same, but find people.
You actually have to do something.
That's my choice.
Okay.
Black flags and the first and last one. Black flags and
You got
finding
one. Remember, ETS pick 1.
Yeah, pick the better
black
of the
flags.
two. I'm going to go pick the black flags 2 laps. Once you're 2 laps down, you're off.
Or if you interfere with the race, boom, you're done.
You just
Night's over.
Yeah.
That's good.
You
I like
get a
that.
black flag because you didn't follow the rules. Black flag. You don't get to say anything else.
There you go.
Okay. Black flag.
All right, guys. We are going to do the Cooper Webb interview. We're going to mute the mics. Do me a favor. Remember there's photos and the on-call. So, this Cooper Webb interview that I did last night, I feel like it's really good. So enjoy. All right, next guest of the night is going to be brought to you tonight by Yamaha Motor USA, where we don't just build motorcycles, we engineer legends. From championship podiums to off-road trails, the YZ platform has defined dirt bike excellence for generations, whether it's the dominance of the YZ 450F, the YZ 250F, or the beloved YZ 252 stroke. Every YZ is built for riders who push harder, ride faster, and demand the best. So unleash victory and ride Yamaha. YamahaMotorsports.com. Our next guest of the night knows all about that. Tonight, Yamaha brings us from the Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing Team, Cooper Webb. What's up, Coop?
What's up, Dark Side?
Oh, just hanging out. Been working on my 250F, my Yamaha, getting ready to talk to you.
Nice, dude. Yeah, and I remember you're a big 250 guy. So, are we getting ready for areas, regionals? Are we locked in or what?
Yeah, they're coming up pretty quick. Let me see. I think I have a schedule. I got a schedule laying around here somewhere. They're coming up. Here we go. Let's see. March 28th is an area, and I have another one, 2 in April that I could choose from, but they're all around. Well, March 28th is Birmingham, so I'll be skipping that one, and then there's one here the weekend in Nashville. I'll have to skip that one, so that gives me one to go for on the 18th. But yeah, we're getting ready.
All right. I like it.
I just installed the XPR second injector with Vortex yesterday, so we're going to give that a shot this weekend.
Nice. Get some HP in there, bro.
Yeah, we need a little bit of extra, because as fast as I am, I just need more.
Yeah, 100%.
That's sarcasm, just so you know.
100%.
But yeah, we got to take it to Steve, man. I'm hoping he tries again, and it's a Yamaha.
Redemption tour.
Yeah, we need it. But let's talk about you, man. 2026 so far, 3rd overall. I mean, look, top 3 is not bad, but I know your level and your type of guy. You're not happy, obviously. But give me some positives on your season so far.
Yeah, it's hard, man, because it's one of those things that, I feel like my riding is overall been awesome. And I've said it publicly, like I think the pace is way higher, and obviously everyone's healthy. So, I mean, it's been a tough start to the year for sure. Like those results were hard on me, and even, just on paper, I think that's still what put me back from the beginning. And I've made steps forward, this and that, but it's been a pretty good season, right? Obviously, I'd love to have more wins than I do right now. But with that being said, I do think my riding's been good. This last month has been good. Obviously, getting a win in Houston, but then being on the podium consistently, and the bad nights being a 4th. I'll take that versus beginning of the year with those 7ths, and I think or 6, 7, whatever it was. Those are the killers. So, but yeah, I mean, it's been good. We always want better. I mean, 25 is starting to, it's going to be important to turn that, and it's kind of a must win, in my opinion, at Birmingham now with the way the points are. So, but with that being said, I can't be too hard on myself. It's the effort's been there. The riding is good. Obviously, I'd love to clean up some stuff, and I think right this second, compared to those top two, I need a little bit of speed. So that's no secret, and we're going to work hard during the break and try to achieve that. So it's like anything, you wish you could have done a lot of things better. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's where we've stacked up, and we're still within a race. And as we know in motorsport, anything can happen, but it's definitely time to just go out and gonna have to win, and get maximum points if I have a shot at staying in it.
Yeah, you said a few things that I want to get to. So the first thing is, you had a couple bad races. And Eli had one bad race, but Eli and Hunter, the two guys in front of you, really haven't had a really bad race that cost them a lot of points. Again, I guess Eli's 12th wasn't great, right? But you have to hope that they do have a bad race, which normally happens, and you get right back in it.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what's hard. I mean, when I'm not in control by any means, right? And that's why I think the first three kind of set the tone for that, unfortunately, because I left, I think it was 21 down after round 3. And that's just, you have to be on point from there on out. Consistency isn't going to necessarily get it done. You're hoping for some bad races. Wins are more important at that stage because they're maximum points and so on and so forth. So I think that's what's been hard, is if I'm a little off on a certain night or whatever, that third or fourth, like I've had the last, say, 2 or 3 weeks, like that's not going to get it done. Which puts, it's not so much pressure, but it is, right? You know that your handicap is already been used up, to where I think, like you said, those other boys know that it's okay for them to maybe have a bad race. So like we've seen, Eli had, but then he's won majority of them, right? So every series is different though, right? It's like I said, it's a new year. Everyone's freaking ripping, and it's top 4 right now are really all riding really strong. So like I said, I can't be mad at myself for the riding so much. I think the riding has been stellar. Just, like anything, it's evolved. Starts are more important, and just little things, right? Like if you look at Triple Crown, and you get 1 point or one position better here, one position better there, whatever it is, that starts to help in overalls and so on and so forth. So, but yeah, with that being said, we're just going to keep on keeping on. And I think we saw with Eli a few years ago, it's not over till that checkered flag waves in Salt Lake City, man.
That is true. Now, you talked about your riding, and I don't remember if it was Indy or the week before that you told Lewis Phillips, he asked you to rate your riding, and you said a B. And you've said that you feel like you're riding better than last year. How do you, explain that? How do you determine, what makes you feel like you're riding better than last year when you won the title?
I think it's just, like I said, it's hard. Everyone wants to put everything around results, right? But the facts are, the pace has increased. The amount of riders that are going that pace is more than at this point last year. Unfortunately, with everyone getting injured, it ended up kind of being just, as we know, me and Chase there, the back half of the series. We have a lot more guys healthy. I think everyone clearly has stepped their game up. You can just tell, man. Honestly, after all the years of racing, me racing Kenny this year, he's a different Ken. Racing Eli, I truly think he's the best Eli I've raced ever. So, and then Hunter, I haven't raced much, so I think he obviously clearly is hitting his true potential, right? So, that's what I mean by that. Meaning, I look at some of my results this year and just think about, even last year, there'd be times where I won or even got second where maybe the riding wasn't as good, or there was more mistakes, or the intensity wasn't as high, but it was still a second place. And that's what I mean by that, right? I think there's been rides this year like a Dallas or earlier in the years, like A2, where the result wasn't, as good as what I actually rode, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
That's kind of what I mean by that.
All right, let's talk about Indy for just a minute. I know you were on Pulp MX last night. We're pre-recording this, so if you guys are listening live, this was from last night. But the Triple Crown, Indy Triple Crowns, ruts, all that's been talked about. It's crazy conditions, a lot to deal with. That's why I say coming out of that with a third isn't terrible, but we've kind of already talked about it with your season. What I would really like to focus on is whoops. You keep talking about, hey, you're gonna work on whoops during this break with Justin Brayton. And honest to God, if you want me to cut this out, I will. When Ken passed you in that first race, holy shit. Like, he was flying.
Oh, yeah.
And over the years, you've struggled with whoops. You've gotten better. But so at this point in your career, how do you get better at whoops? Like, what is it? You've been doing this for 14 years as a pro.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? And that's what's even on our end. Like, I actually have improved even this year to me compared to last. But it's like we keep saying, everything evolves. And I mean, it's hard because you got a guy like Kenny, a guy like Chase, a guy like Jet, who truly, in my opinion, excel in the whoop section, right? And like when I am racing, so we were talking about it today, actually, like when I'm racing Hunter or I'm racing Eli, they're not just crushing me in the whoops to where Kenny, I look at Dallas, like he blitzed that first lap awesome. And that's what basically set him up for that race. Same in Indy's, the first one. Like, he knew if he hit the whoops, like that was the best he's hit the whoops all night to basically ensure the pass, right? So with that all being said, I think there's always room to get better, is what I just said about, I think I'm riding the best I ever have. If we're not evolving or getting better or getting faster or critiquing yourself and looking in the mirror and trying to improve, then I don't see, the point of being out there. So that's where I'm kind of at with the whoops, right? If I can work with someone to improve that and take that step, and whether it's technique or maybe they see something with the bike that we don't because we're around the same bike and the same whoops and the same thing every day. Versus sometimes, you get an outside eye or an outside opinion that can just kind of be like more, maybe not blunt, but just cut and dry because they're not associated as much as, say, an employee here or a mechanic or whatever. So, I think that's kind of what it is. And, even if I can get 5% better in the whoops, that's an improvement, right?
That's a lot.
I'm not looking for James Stewart style, but like if I can, like you said, if I can avoid then getting past in the whoops, then that's going to help me, right? So, and they're all different, as we know. Like Indies were crazy, rutted, and just like the stuff you work on, to me, technique wise, like it's hard to just, you can do it all week, but then when you go to a set like that where there's ruts across the entire whoop, it's hard to, hey, everyone says entry speed, but it's like, oh man, it's a lot of comfort that you need, right? So anyway, it's a work in progress, but like I said, I took that step upon me, and I wanted to, I talked about it. I think basically my thing is we've been doing a lot of the same thing week to week, which is fine, but I'm at a point where, like I said earlier in this call, I need to do something to get some speed and to get better in the whoops and try to bridge the gap. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now in North Carolina, and hopefully, JB can help me out with that, and we can, get 5% better. And I think I'm right in that mix.
Yeah, I think if anybody can, Justin Brayton can. It's just, it just has to be very difficult to find those small gains at this point. Like, you're already at the top level. You've been doing this your whole life, and to change things takes a lot of work. It's not like you can instantly go, all right, I'm going to change this technique. It's simple. This is already born into your, it's been beaten into you the way you do things. So. Yeah,
right. And I think we even said that today, right? Like, if I'm a 16-year-old kid that doesn't know any better, it's almost easier for me to learn, right? If that makes sense. But I do feel like I'm a, I'll take advice and I try to do my best with it. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's up to me to get the information and then do what I can with it, right? If it can help me, great. If it doesn't change because I'm stuck in my ways or whatever, then that's ultimately up to me. But I think all the great athletes are always trying to find those edges, right? Whether it's technique, whether it's different training or different motorcycles as we see or whatever. Like we're always chasing that next step. So, sometimes, you just got to try something and see if it works. And if it does, great. And if it doesn't, oh well.
Okay. Last thing with Indy is I noticed that you kind of moved around on your gate picks, or where you chose, I think the second race you were a little more inside, which you ended up getting pinched off and almost collected with Grant Harlan, I believe. But what were you seeing that kind of decided which gates you want to pick between first, second, third races?
I stayed in the general range, more inside all night, like I'd say within like a 3-gate window. Obviously, it all depends. Gate pick's one thing. I like to avoid starting next to some people, and that's some of that. But then at the flip side of that, you can't control that always, like especially when you have better results than those guys. So, it was. I felt like that more inside was working. I think a whole shot of the first man or came out second or third or something. Like, had a great start, and then the second one I really botched it up, and that was kind of on me. So I didn't feel like it was the gate position, but I do think throughout the night as ruts formed and for whatever reason maybe that ledge kind of changed, I think the wider gates became better. But even that, like I think Indy having that drop off was like crazy different than what we're used to, if I'm also honest, because it kind of didn't matter how your first 3 feet went. It mattered how you got off that ledge. So it was kind of a different approach and how you needed to handle that. Yeah, I guess on a normal start, you're pretty far over the bike, but then with that ledge, you probably wanted to scoot back just a little, shift back to keep the... Yeah, it's almost like it kind of changed the entirety of the start, if I'm honest. Like, where's your shift point? Do you do you put the rear wheel down and get drive almost like an outdoor? That's what I think was probably the right decision. Do you stay forward? If you slam down, do you clutch it? Do you not? Your whole shot device is still in. So it's like the landing's going to be, and it was a big drop and it wasn't consistent. Like I think a lot of the guys went to the inside because it was a little less of a drop way inside. Mm-hmm. And then in the middle, it kind of got big. And then on the outside, it was actually less too. And even little stuff like how they prep it, right? Like they didn't prep it the turn the 90 after the whoops, that wasn't prepped in one of our mains. So then like, I do think you're dropping into those holes that are going sidewards versus the outer gates. You weren't braking there on the normal track, so it's just little stuff like that. There's a lot to it. Yeah, actually, I didn't think about any of that until you mentioned it there. So, yeah, that makes tons of sense. Cooper Webb tonight brought to you by Yamaha Motor USA. Visit Yamaha Motor USA or go to your local dealership to see all that Yamaha has to offer. Okay, one more thing on the bike. I guess they said on the broadcast, I believe that, I think Will said it, that you had talked about finding some new settings where you feel like you're at home, or maybe Rich said it, that you felt like you're at home with the settings that you found last week. What does that mean? What's home? Home is more just, we're kind of back to a base setting that I raced, majority of last year on. And it's like anything. It's like I talked about this whole call, like we're trying to get better, and we're trying to get better in the whoops. So you take swings and, we had just kind of before this weekend, like we kind of went to just a slightly different setting pretty much every weekend. And we were trying to make the bike better. And like I said, you make it better. But I think just from maybe all the different settings we had tried, I had kind of gotten a little, not spun out, but you get to a point where you're kind of questioning, well, is it better? Is it not better? The results weren't really changing, right? Like you hope when you make a swing like that boom, you're going to go and win the race. And that wasn't really happening. So it kind of just got to a point, and even during the week, where I'm like, I don't even know what I'm, kind of riding right now. And for me, I like consistency in a motorcycle, and I think, I'm going to choose a setting that probably does everything pretty good versus something that does maybe two of the main things great, but then the third thing it doesn't do very good and ride around it. Like, I'm not that style of rider. So it's like anything, it's like trust in your bike. Like if a setting's going to kick, that's fine. But I knew it was going to kick versus when you're changing a lot, you just don't really know. So that's kind of what I meant more. Like, that was just the home feeling of like, I knew the characteristics of that package.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured you meant, but I want to hear it from you. Okay, I've got 2 bones to pick with you.
Oh, boy.
All right. Well, there's no big deal. You already know one. Arlington, Whiskey Myers shows up. There's no reason you remember this, but we've texted about Whiskey Myers that
Yes, you went someplace they've been to before. They wrote a song about it.
Yeah, but like, I should have known they were there, man. I don't know why. Like, in the middle of your race day, you're not like, "Hey, Dart, come down."
I'll be honest, it slipped my mind, bro.
It's fair. All right,
because you hadn't been hanging out. I think if you would have come and hang out and said what up, I would have been like, "Oh yeah, by the way, dude."
I came by. I was there in the morning, probably not long before they got there, and Peanut gave me one of your Brembo clutch setups so that I could make fun, mess with Steve. And
wow.
I was there for a little while.
You got it before Steve?
Yeah, I actually don't. I mean, he gave me one to look like I had. I'm riding the 250. It doesn't fit the 250. But
he don't need to know. We'll say you got it. Yeah. Sorry about that.
That's all good. I'm just busting your balls.
I'm sure they'll be back. They loved it. They had a blast.
Good.
They thought it was the coolest thing ever. And
those guys are good.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be at one, and I'll put you at priority.
Okay. All right. All right. And then Houston, I never heard any credit for that win. I feel like I deserve some credit for fucking with you on press day. But nope, I didn't get any credit for talking shit because I said I did not believe in you.
Talk more every Friday. That must have been the magic sauce.
Well, I mean, that leads me to the next thing I want to get to. I want to know where Old Coop is. Are you still down the line, like talking some shit? You got that chip on your shoulder like you used to, or like, I feel like you're still, so you're on the line. Be like, I've heard before, like, hey, Eli, you ready for this shit? We ready to go?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely mellowed out. Like, it's like anything. You get older, and that works for some people. I can attest it doesn't really work on Eli.
Right, yeah, I wouldn't think so.
But yeah, I mean, it's still there, and it's in there, and every once in a while you'll get that those sly remarks and that crap talk for sure. But I think it's not as much as it used to be. But I'm getting old, bro.
Yeah,
30.
I know. Getting old. You got kids. It's yeah. For those that are listening that don't know, at press day in Houston, I started my interview with Coop saying, "Yeah, man, I don't believe in you, and I don't think you can win." And yep, and it worked. So
it worked.
I don't think you thought about that another time after I said it, but in my mind, I was like, I'm going to at least run with this on the show.
No, I love it.
Okay. Top Gun, man. So yeah, you bought Top Gun, and that's where you're actually going to be tomorrow night. So how is that going? You having good turnouts?
Yeah, man. Well, we've been closed the last 2 months, just with the weather in North Carolina getting too cold.
Sure.
You have certain days where you could have been open, but just majority, and it needed we needed to shut down and just redo a lot of things. It's a great track, but yeah, we've changed the track completely, which I think is the first time they said, and since 2001 that's been changed. So, that was a big step in it all, and just redoing a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff that had kind of been, honestly half-assed throughout the years. So it just needed kind of a full land, revival. That needed some drainage stuff taken care of. It needed just a full uplift and, make it efficient, but then also the track, it needed to be revamped. And yeah, I'm stoked with it, man. It's, obviously there's a lot of little challenges and stuff that before I, took it on, didn't really understand all of it, if I'm honest. But I have great people like Seth Rarick runs it, and he's doing an awesome job. And he tries not to bug me too much, but there is, stuff that comes across. And at times there has been times where I'm like, why the hell did I buy a racetrack? But
Yeah.
on the flip side of that, when I'm out there and I do have people message me and I see those kids' faces, I'm like, this is why I did it, you know? So, and like I said, it's been really fun. It's been cool to learn that side of it, you know, and how much work and resources and stuff it does need to be successful. But it's cool. This area really needed and needs a good track to be able to go to and it be a family oriented, bring mom, dad, brothers, sisters, whoever, and fun track, safe track, all that stuff. And I think even for us, we're going to have some races there now. We do a lot of schools there, which the area is known for. There's a lot of great tracks here, but a lot of them are private or facility. So I think this was great to just have another public track for the area to go ride. And even myself, like I'm going to ride tomorrow, and like it's a good enough track. Like, sure, I can't be doing probably 30 plus twos out there for outdoors, but it's still a fun track for me. So
Yeah.
I'm stoked on it. And yeah, obviously if you're listening and you're in the area tomorrow night or to the night that it's on right now, Wednesday, March 11th,
night,
we're open, and check our website for our schedules. And yeah, if you're in the Southeast and want to come ride a cool track here just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, come check us out.
Yeah, I would love to get out there, and I want to make a East Coast trip. Kiefer has invited me to come hang out with him and stay at some point. And
you can stay with Phil, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Phil would love that. I'd be all about it. That'd be entertaining
That's
as hell.
what he told me last night. He's Top Gun's going to be his Loretta prep, so let's
sweet. Go. All right, yeah, man. Okay, I won't have to battle him. The guys I'll have to battle are like Emig at Loretta's.
Yeah,
that's last year, dude. I was like, how the hell am I supposed? A guy like me supposed to qualify when I'm racing guys like Don Bisceglia and Jeff Emig? It's like almost impossible, but we're going to give it a shot anyway.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, last one. I have a listener question here from @Tim_botbile. I don't know, on Instagram. Anyway, he said, instead of doing U.S. Pro National, why not just head up to Canada and show Phil how you really do it?
Show me the money and I'll be there, bro.
Yeah, that's yeah. It takes a little bit of cash to get you to go, huh? It makes sense.
Yeah. No, but it is. I mean, I'll be honest. I grew up as a kid watching Canadian Nationals when they'd be on TV, and like it was cool, you know, and it still is. Like I tuned in obviously with Phil racing and stuff, and it's obviously, you know, much lower level than the States and stuff, but it's still a cool series. But I don't think the money is what it used to be. Like I remember when a bunch of the Americans would go over there and race, and but yeah, it's I don't know how Wyatt and Phil going back. You know, I told him that. He said he's done this time, but he's got to defend. So
yeah, he wants to go out on top.
Yeah, I respect it.
Yeah, you can't really blame him. I think he's drinking the beers and just reminiscing on last year's championship. It's how he wants it. It's all good. We'll see him at Loretta's.
Yeah, no doubt.
Actually, one more and I'll let you go. How would you feel about like a full retro season? Like these tracks are pretty cookie cutter at this point. I mean, you kind of know what you're going to get, what rhythms. They're just going to plug and play different sections.
Yeah.
I want to go full like 1993 where every week it's totally different. You have no idea what you're going to get. There's no rhythm to it. You just got to figure it out.
Yeah, I can't attest to 93. I wasn't even born yet, but I do like the idea of, I think we've seen the last 5, 6, 8 years of a lot of the same obstacles. And even now, like, I think I say they're trying, but I don't know who makes those calls, right? Is it Dirtworks? Is it the promoters? But I do think there's a lot of simple stuff that they could do. Like I said, we're seeing the same kind of rhythms, the same obstacles, the same 90s and 180 turns and stuff like that, which I get. There's only so much space and so much you can do on a supercross. But and I think the big thing that I've noticed now is the start. Like I think they're almost building a start and then building a track around the start, if that makes sense. Which kind of limits you a lot, if I'm honest there too. So there is some things, but I would be down. I think they should have, you know, some maybe it's other people designing tracks, or, you know, like I remember a few years ago when they had the pros design those certain tracks. Like I remember Pastrana was it like St. Louis was a crazy track, you know, like stuff like that. I think would be awesome. And just to, like I said, get a new perspective. We kind of know what we're going to get most of the time. And certain stadiums, you have more room, or, you know, the dirt suits those kind of crazy things versus like, okay, as we know, like a Seattle or like Indy this last weekend, you don't want to go too crazy just because you know the conditions, right? So, but I'm into it. I'd love to, and I think they even did that in the 10s. Like A1 the one year was a full retro, and I don't know if it was good or bad, but I do remember they did it.
Yeah, it's just something different, man. Like you don't have to just jump, land, jump, land, jump. Like maybe, slow you guys down. Make it real peaky where it's like super slow, short distance doubles, but they're very technical. And go watch 93 Vegas. Those whoops were disgusting. Love it. Like everybody was crashing. It was awesome.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, as we know too, I look at some of those older tracks, like from videos and stuff, and they do, I think the technology, it's kind of like anything. Like those bikes looked terrible compared to nowadays, right? So like, you know, I think if you make a track like that, it might be the easiest track in the world for us with just our equipment and how we figure things out now, and with the videos and Dartfish and so on and so forth. So like I said, it is a challenge. Like I can't knock the guys that do it now, and I know they have restrictions and they got to do fireworks and, you know, the skid steers on and off the tracks and this and that. But I think there could be more passing opportunities in modern day Supercross by far, for sure.
I can't argue that. Coop, thanks for your time tonight, man. I want to let you get back to your family, have fun at the track tomorrow, and I'll see you in Birmingham.
Yeah, thanks, Darkside. Best of luck at the area, bro.
All right, appreciate it. Talk to you soon. See ya.
Yeah.
All right, that is Cooper Webb, brought to you tonight by Yamaha Motor USA, or actually last night, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. All right, it is time to close this thing out with our FXR picks for the 250 showdown in Birmingham. FXR is designed by racers for racers with industry-leading fit, finish, and performance. Progression is the name of the game with every new piece created. At FXR, we push our brand to the next level to provide you with the best products possible. Used by Malcolm Stewart, Garrett Marchbanks, Mike Brown, Brock Tickle, Chris Kiefer, and many more. FXR has core moto roots, so visit fxrracing.com to see all they have to offer. Okay, we're going Birmingham Showdown. Before we do that, you always like to go back and check, see how we did last week.
Yeah, make it fun. We can like talk shit.
Let's do that. Let's see how we did in Indy. Oh my God!
You got it right.
Hunter Lawrence, Eli Tomac, and Cooper Webb.
The one time he gets it right is when he remembers.
1,000% going to go back and look at it.
I love this idea.
Now you know why we always want to go back.
Wow! What do I win?
What did you pick?
The cardboard cookie or
Hunter
a Bozo
Lawrence,
button.
Eli Tomac, Cooper Webb.
What did I pick?
Eli Tomac, Hunter Lawrence, Cooper Webb.
Oh, I was close.
Nah, you're way off.
Either way.
TJ went Eli Tomac, Hunter Lawrence, Ken Roxon.
TJ go Deegan, Jorge Prado.
Actually, you know what? I got him backward. Lewis had Eli Tomac, Hunter Lawrence, Cooper Webb. You had Cooper Webb, Eli Tomac, Hunter Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
We all had the same riders, different order.
Well, we were good.
Only one of us is smart enough to get it right.
It's the first time I think you've ever gotten it right.
Probably right. But
who's
to say?
Who knows?
Okay, let's see.
Because
How
we
you
never
do
go back and look at them.
All right, showdown. We don't do shootouts anymore. We do showdowns because that's so much different. So much different.
There'll always be shootouts.
All right, I am going to go Deegs to win, Davey second, Levi Kitchen third.
I think I'll do Deegs, Levi, Davey. Man, I kind of want to put Hammaker up there.
You got to pick one.
You know, I'm going to go Deegs, Hammaker, Davies. Sorry, Levi. Yours hadn't been that good.
Scotty?
I'm going to go Davies, Deegs.
Whoa. You really think
Hammaker.
You really think he'll beat him, or are you just picking something random?
I think he can beat him, and I just want to be.
Will?
I just want to be different.
Okay, I figured. Go ahead.
All right.
I mean, if he rides like he just did this past weekend, going off the momentum of that, and Deegs been off for a while, I can very easily see that happening.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Deegs hasn't been racing, but he hasn't been off the bike. He's been riding.
Well,
a
I'm
lot,
sure,
so.
but he hasn't been racing.
All right. Well, those are our picks. You can submit your picks by either going to our website, MotoXpod.com, and clicking on the contact form, or just emailing us directly, MotoXpodshow@gmail.com. Send us your picks. Get involved. It's always fun to see how everybody does. I want to thank.
I do.
Go ahead.
Does
Yep,
the fact
sure, sure, man.
Does the fact that the East Coast is still trying to define the championship battle and that the West Coast is pretty much sewn up factor into all how these guys perform at this showdown?
Nope. They all want to win. They all want to beat the other coast. They're all going to go
But
balls out.
you think Deegan's going to potentially DNF to beat Davies if he's riding in second? Like, you really think he's going to push it?
Yes, he wants to win. Period.
Okay.
All right. I want to thank Cooper Webb, Jalek Swoll, Paul Perebijnos, Cameron Camera, you two donkeys, and I want to thank all of our sponsors that include Yamaha Motor USA, Race Tech, Guts Racing, X-Brand Goggles, T-Bolt USA, Renthal, Cherubis, Grill Your Ass Off, FXR, ETS Racing Fuels, and don't forget, if you're a working man, Brunt Workwear, use that promo code DarksideMX10 to save. Other than that, guys, we are off next week. We'll be back after Birmingham. We are out. And I am on the wrong damn page. Hang on. Didn't switch back. Genius. Now we're out.